Brian is the boss and he loves those movies. He's got a collection that rivals Prince Louis. Whether horror, western, or kung fu, Mr. Crisco has an epic collection for you. Brian streams late in the dark of the night, surrounded by friends and strangers bold and bright. Above the moon shines with a ghoulish glow, reflecting fast cuts at day, transitioning what we know. Brian's movie nights, Brian's movie nights. Best get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew. Brian brings out the best of Western film, and his thoughts smolder like a kiln. He reflects the future and the past, of which of this art will hold and last. Brian's movie nights, Brian's movie nights. Just get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew. Brian brings out the best of Western film, and his thoughts smolder like a kiln, as he reflects the future and the past, of which of this art will hold and last. Brian's movie nights, Brian's movie nights. Just get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew. Now there's just one thing I want to know: how Brian's neighbors feel. Oh, do they think his house is like the one in the burbs? Oh, what a fright! Brian's movie nights, Brian's movie nights. Just get into a chair and get out of sight, because you're blocking the view of the extravaganza of film slew.
But Brian, who are those two? Are those your daughters? If someone would be concerned because they look like vampires, and watch for Emmett and Fellow, and think they will try to hire a Shinto ninja assassin gunman grenadier with a hacksaw grenade launcher for the birthday slight would be on LRJ's ethical show.
Sup, people? What's going on? It's Brian, back for another episode of the Horror Movie Club, where what do? We talk about horror movies. Much love to the Burka Man, by the way, for that dope-ass intro. Tonight, what are we talking about? We're talking about Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Not the 1956 Don Siegel classic. We're talking about the 1978 Philip Kaufman remake, which is one of those rare remakes that's actually better, in my opinion, than the original. This one goes right alongside John Carpenter's remake of The Thing, and also, God, what's another remake that I think is, of course, David Cronenberg's version of The Fly, right? This is one of those movies. Not that there was anything wrong with the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's a great, spooky little movie, but this one, holy shit, is just fucking balls out horror. Absolute terror. And it is arguably as well known, if not even better known, than the original. That's very rare that a remake kind of eclipses the original, but I think this is a case where that's happened, because I'm shocked at the amount of people that know what this means. I mean, you see that referenced a lot, and that's not in the original 1956 version of the movie. I don't think it's in the novel either, although I haven't read the novel by Jack Finney. It's originally by, but that's actually one I got to get on my list. And of course, now I don't have to haunt all used bookstores looking for it. I can probably find that shit for fucking $3 on Amazon. Anyway, enough of my fucking yapping. Enough of my tedious carrying on. Let me bring on my co-hosts. Matt, what is going on? Home.
What's up, man?
Skillet.
Just getting some inking done. Finished watching the Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah, man. Spooky. Oh, scary. What up, Sim? Yeah, bro. Hop in if you feel like it. If you don't, it doesn't matter, because we're still gonna fucking pimp your new shit. By the way, we're gonna have to fucking bring that up. because
Oh,
our boy, I'm a Quebecois brother from another mother, has got a new book out, and it looks fucking dope as fuck. Speaking of dope as fuck, Preston, what's going on, B?
That intro was the gayest thing I've ever heard. Like, period.
Well,
like,
he
even
got my,
watching, what is that show? God, I can't even think of it. I think my wife watches it. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Like, it's gayer than that. Like, that's how gay that intro
he got my
is.
man boobs.
Like,
He got
every
my
now,
man boobs,
every
right?
now, like now, whenever I see your face on this
Yeah.
thing, I always see you doing this. Like, that's how gay that intro was.
Well, I did just finish eating a
You should
banana.
just pink and just do like gay horror movies because that's where you're at now.
Yeah, well, look.
Wow.
See that? See these fuzzy arms? See this
Fuzzy
manly
gay pink arms.
manly hairy
Is that-
chest.
Yeah, you had to zoom in on that one, huh?
Yeah. There's some back hair. Yeah, no, I had
I'm sure the other Twinkies love that.
I'm sure if you had
dude. If seriously, I wish I was gay. If I was gay,
Oh, no, right now you're officially. I think it's pretty official at this point.
I would clean up, dude. I would be like,
No, there's no if. I don't know where this if is coming from. I think it's pretty official at this point.
I was in Chicago once, right? And I've been to Chicago a couple times, but I remember the first time I went there, I was out in Wrigleyville, and Wrigleyville was fucking awesome. It reminded me of like the old Lower East Side. Now it's been gentrified and shit, but I love the fucking bars and shit. It was just fucking awesome, right? And so, I'm trying to find my way back to the hotel. And I asked these two fellas, I'm just like, yeah, where's like such and such street? And their faces just light up. And one of them's like fawning over me.
Oh,
right.
Shit.
And so we have a little conversation. And then I noticed that one of them is holding like a stack of like bear porn.
He said fawning.
And I look around and I realize like, oh, I'm on the street where all the gay bars are condensed. Yeah. So yeah, no, I would fucking.
I think me and Matt pretty much have an idea that you pretty much knew where you was at. You know what I'm saying? Like
lies, all lies.
Like you knew where you
I was just
were.
there to use the toilet. I was just
like
there
you were
to
just
use the
going down
bathroom.
there, going like Brian's movie nights, Brian.
Do you guys remember that? There was like some anti-gay politician, this Republican guy, and he was like caught. He got busted in like a gay club, and just cold busted, right? So he couldn't deny that he was there, but his excuse was he was there to use the bathroom. I'm like, you were there to use the glory hole in the fucking bathroom is what you were there for, B. Fucking hell, man. Jeff, what the fuck did you just walk into? You
What's
poor
up, Jeff?
man.
I'm walking
What's
into
up, Jeff?
hall, apparently.
I
got the whole fuzzy chest, gay chest hair spiel, man.
I did catch
everything. Timing is everything.
Yeah, man.
I did catch I don't know if it's not new. I think it was put out in 2015, but it's called The Sadness.
Yes, Korean joint. Yeah, it's good. Right now, you know who's killing it right now? Fucking Koreans, of course.
But it's zombie gape. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. It's zombie gape.
Yeah, but they're not zombies.
Craziest diseased,
Wow, man. Like
more like
They're more like the
crazies.
infected. They're more like the infected.
The host,
Like 28 days later, except they gape everything.
Yeah.
I
Koreans
just want to let Sim know real quick. Sim, every Thursday night at 7:00, we play the movie Unpilled that we talk about here on Sunday night. So you can come hang out and watch it with us, man. We play it every week on Unpilled before we do this show on Sunday.
Yeah. And also, everybody, this is something I always try to make sure I mention. It's part of the concept of the stream. Every movie that we review on here, every movie that we talk about, there is a link below in the description that will take you to a 100% free, unedited version of the movie. And trust me, if you've never seen this one, it's a
Oh.
fucking classic. I remember when it first came out, because as a kid I was growing up and I remember seeing the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which was directed by Don Siegel. He's probably best known for the movies he did with Clint Eastwood, specifically Coogan's Bluff and, of course, Dirty Harry. The 1956 Invasion of the Body Snatchers is great. I am not dissonant by any stretch of the imagination.
I like all of them. I think they're all good.
Well, I mean, then there's the
It's
Abel
just the
Ferrara
concept.
version, Body Snatchers, and then there was a version that came out, I think, about 15 years ago, just called The Invasion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There was that. There was one that was Body Snatchers in the 90s.
That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
They had
Abel
one in the
Ferrara.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there was one with Nicole Kidman not too long back.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Daniel
that's
Craig.
The
Really?
Invasion.
Yeah.
I got to check that out.
Yeah,
But no,
which I
like-
haven't seen.
I think I just love the concept. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
it's
plant, like taking you
never
when you're
thought
A lot
sleeping.
of people.
suddenly hit me watching it.
It's such a great metaphor because you
Plus-
see it around yourself.
That's what I was about to say. Like everybody's a pod person now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
100%.
original
100%.
50s was talking
100%.
about communism and the Red Scare, but like when you look at it in the modern context, it's pure cosmic horror.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And yeah, it was originally seen not so much as being about communism as McCarthyism. And that's how it was how it was interpreted. I don't know when Jack Finney wrote the original novel what his intent was, but you remember, that's the beauty of art. That's what art is about. That's why, rest in peace, David Lynch. One of the things I loved about that guy was he never, ever, ever explained his shit to anybody.
He lit it up.
No.
Objective.
A lot
He
of
made a
directors
point
are like
not
that.
to,
Yeah.
right?
Spoon feeding.
So that like 10 people could walk in and see a different movie and come out and tell you that they saw something different.
Yeah, but I don't like that. Like I like it when it comes to their own personal shit, but when they start adapting stuff, you know what I'm saying? I think that becomes a problem.
It's
Because when they're adapting comics into film, you know what I'm saying? They're like,
Oh, well, that's its
I'm
own-
not a fan, but I'll just go ahead and take my own take on it. And just,
Oh, well, that's
you know what I'm
different.
saying? Like,
That's different from,
yeah,
like,
where you're like raping the source material.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's like, you know, I mean, I've used the term pod person since, you know, for as long as I can remember. And the first time I really started using it was in the early 90s, where I was going to college and there was this thing that broke out called political correctness.
Mm.
And suddenly it's like, if you didn't think like everybody else, you were the enemy. And everybody had to be uniform. I mean, that's a thing. It's something that's in human nature, right? So you could say that it's a metaphor for communism. You could say it's a metaphor for parties. You could say it's a metaphor for political correctness. You could say it's a metaphor for social justice warriors. You
I
could
think
say
it's a metaphor for
Trump
control.
derangement syndrome.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing like the Catholics do. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? It's like you have to
for-
think this way, you have to do this. You see what I'm
It's
saying?
the-
Like,
Right.
You know,
Human
it's
nature.
it's the ultimate conformity, is what the pod
Yes.
people are. You know, they even have that great line. You know, Nimoy's delivering the lines like, you know, you'll have a world where everything's the same. You'll keep your own job. You'll keep your own, you know, clothes and all that stuff. But there'll be, you know, no strife, no war, no hate, and no love.
Yep.
And
No art.
yeah, and, you know, I love that moment at the end where like they were like, oh, there's humans because we're hearing music. Music is a signifier of something, you know, creative, because the pod people lack any sort of creativity. They're just functional.
Right. One of the details that I thought like I said, I haven't read the original Jack Finney novel,
Neither
but
have I.
one of the details that I've heard that's really interesting in that is that when the pod people are taking over, you can tell because nobody's mowing their lawn. All of the lawns start to get overgrown
That's pretty dope.
because
Detail.
what's the functional reason of mowing your lawn? There is none. So they don't do that.
My favorite
Right.
line in the movie, the guy, the dry cleaner, he's like, "Oh, my wife, she's going out." She good now.
That's one of the best scenes. Yeah.
She good now. She good. We good.
She good now. You go home now.
Yeah, she's fine.
That's
now.
not my wife. That's not my wife.
There's
And you know what that
number
made
one-
me think of this time watching it? It made me think of people that get their head right.
You know what it
I'm
made
talking
me
about?
think of? It
Yeah.
made me think of menopause. Right? Because there's so many guys that when they them and their wife, you know, they spent like 30 years with this chick, right? They get into their 40s and 50s, and they're like, "That's not my wife."
Well
That's
played,
what the old boy was thinking in the dry cleaner, man.
What I,
Well,
what I
she
love
doesn't have to
is,
warn me on date night with her punani's bleeding, though. So, but yeah, that's a really great scene. There are so many great scenes in this. It's it's great because it uses the original movie as a kind of scaffolding, as a support, and then it does its own thing, but it does it brilliantly.
Yeah.
The screenplay was actually written by W.D. Richter, who you would probably the movies of his that you would probably best know are Buckaroo Banzai
yeah.
and Big Trouble in Little China.
I can tell you, like, I think this movie like showcased and showed off how talented Jeff Goldblum is.
Right?
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
great.
Because-
Nimoy's great.
It's because Jeff Goldblum had to pull off like a special needs person. You know what I'm saying? And he did it like, no, seriously, he did. That's what he was in the movie. Like, watch it. Like he's
not special needs, but he is loaded with anger management.
he's a functional. He's on the spectrum, but he's very functional.
Yeah.
Look, Brian, you know this. I mean, you know how these people work.
Yeah.
I don't have any friends.
It's cool. The farther into the movie you got, the more cool people showed up in it.
Yeah, what a great
that.
cast.
You know,
What a great cast. I love this movie way back in 78, and I remember it scared the piss out of me then. And then watching it now, I'm not scared at this age, but I'm feeling the dread and the unease because now I can see it building. I can see all the little clues that I couldn't see as a child. You know, those little things in the background. You know, like,
Dump trucks.
And the color.
Garbage
the
truck.
dump truck is important because the color red.
Yeah, the garbage.
The more in danger they get to be, the more red pops up in the movie. And
Yes.
you just know the chick is going to get it in the end because she's wearing red the last third of the film. So they're always in danger because there's always somebody with red with them through the final act.
You know, that was like, I think this movie and the one that they made in the 90s both had great moments, especially when the dude's wife was like in the 90s one where she was like, "Where are you going to go?
Where are you going?
Where are you going to go?
No,
Think,
behind.
where are you going to go?"
Cold, dude.
Yeah.
That was cold.
Yeah. My favorite scene in the Abel Ferrara version, which was just a job for hire thing. Abel Ferrara is like an art house director. Art house exploitation director, I should say. He did Ms. 45, which is one of the all-time great classic exploitation movies. It starts out, you think, oh, this is going to be basically Death Wish, like with tits. And then it turns into like Repulsion, which is like this really spooky movie with Catherine Deneuve that was directed by Roman Polanski. Right, so first she's killing bad guys, but then she's just killing any guy that's male.
Yeah.
But he did that was strictly a work for hire thing. His most famous movie is Bad Lieutenant, which caused a big stir when it came out in the 90s. And at the Cannes Film Festival, the audience was divided. Half of the audience was booing, and half of the audience was giving it a standing ovation, which tells you it's worth watching. But the Body Snatchers that he did, the scene that I love is where, it takes place on a military base, which is a pretty good location for a place where you've got uniformity, right?
If Gabrielle Anwar was the main female lead, I believe.
Yes, the scene with her in the bathtub is genuinely
dude, that was messed up.
Genuinely horrifying. The rest of the movie, not so much, but there's that great scene where I think it's why am I blanking on his name? Big black dude from The Crying Game, from Ghost Dog. Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
Where you know, the pod people confront them, and they're like, dude, you're not getting out of this. You know, we're going to turn you into a pod person. And he chooses to blow his brains out instead. And they're just completely befuddled. They're just completely confused. Like, why would he choose death over assimilation?
See, that's one of the things I found interesting watching this, because I haven't watched this film in a very long time. And, you know, you see the origin of them on this dying world and how they...
Which is great, yes.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great scene, great special effects there. And I love the idea. Like, I didn't understand at the time just how durable seeds were. And I was like, yeah, seeds floating across the universe? But then...
On the solar winds.
I get into it. I was like, okay, yeah, that's actually pretty doable. What a neat way to invade. But these creatures... they assimilate whatever planet they happen to land on. And here they've assimilated humanity, and we see that they're immortal. You know, they bleed like us. Jeff Goldblum gets killed by a dart to his jugular. His character's just dead. So they talk about survival, and I in some ways I was thinking, like, you know, they kind of hit the jackpot. They're not like some little lower amoeboid life form. They've got a pretty good thing going here with, like, you know, functional limbs and technology and all this stuff. But at the same time, they also have all of our vulnerabilities. They just don't have any of our emotional hangups. So and without that human drive and that human creativity, this is a dead society. It is stagnant.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And you notice that the planet that they're leaving at the beginning of the film is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they're doing is they're taking over a planet and running it into the ground until it's dead, and then they're just moving on.
Yeah, they're
kind of like that. You know, it's a common plot in science fiction where you have like an alien race that's going planet to planet, and they just go to a planet, deplete it of its resources, and then let it die and keep moving on to the next one. That's kind of like what they're doing, except they're not building towards anything.
Yeah, because I always like that.
Well, my whole thing was, why couldn't they do multiple like duplications of one person? Like, I thought that was weird. Like, I mean, if you really grind it down to one thing, why don't they just find the perfect human specimen? Just make like
Dolph Lundgren,
you know what I'm saying?
Kevin Grievous. There'd just be like a million like Dolph Lundgrens and Kevin Grievous running around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because what's the point of like duplicating everybody? That's just why not? Why doesn't it? If it's a true plant, wouldn't it act like a tree? Like just make multiple fruits.
Yeah. That wasn't my problem. No, my problem was, why didn't they go to DC and like take over leader? Why didn't they take over world leaders first and then just like walk the people into the boxcars? So
because you see, I figured that out because they didn't have to.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
because it's something that's happening in the dark. It's something that's happening undercover. They're using subterfuge. They're doing it very, very quietly. So they wouldn't attack the White House. They would just...
Some regular old clowns figured it out, though.
That's right.
Yes, the film is apocalyptic. It's the end of us.
Yes, yes. And that's what
it's the death by inches.
That wasn't nothing a flamethrower.
Yeah, it's like a disease. Like it just, you know, and you don't know who's got it until it's, and then all you have to do is go to sleep and it's over with.
Film gave us hope. You know, the hero, he gets out. He actually gets the authorities to believe them. There's a chance that we can stop the threat. But this film, you know, like nobody's getting out. Like in the next film, when the wife is sitting there going like, "Where are you going to run? Where are you going to hide?" She's running.
That was creepy as fuck.
All these things had to do was run into one meth head with a flamethrower, and we got.
Yeah, but you see that's true. But at some point, he's got to sleep too. You know what I'm saying? And they had a horror movie out where it was like everybody caught the sleeping disease where they couldn't sleep. You know, and their brains started swelling. They all started going crazy and shit. I thought that was horrifying too. I was like,
when they take,
that's what will happen to you is you'll go insane if
when they take all the uppers. They're like, he's like, you know, take 5 of them, which keeps them going long enough to escape because it counteracts the sedative. But I was sitting there thinking, like, you have 5 uppers and you're like really bad on no sleep. You're going to start hallucinating anytime.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
That was the danger, is especially on a military base. Like people are still, there's a commie.
Yeah, exactly.
There's monsters everywhere.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know,
one thing
I
that
don't
I
know,
found that was really eerie
but
was
I think there was a nice little. I think there was a nice throwback to the idea of like either the book or the movie where you're talking about like it's about McCarthyism,
yeah.
where like you know, Donald Sutherland is talking to the shoot, I forgot her name now, but he's talking to the main lady, and he's like, you know, like talk to my friend, you know, he's a psychiatrist, and he's like, you know, he can help you figure out if there's something wrong with it. Is he's cheating on somebody? Did he become a Republican? And I was like, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, it's set in San Francisco.
Especially because we see the guy who was the hero in the previous film. He gets a nice little cameo there about midway through the movie.
Oh, I was actually just about to play that. It's Kevin McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy, because this is an important thing to point out about the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. The original ending was Kevin McCarthy in the middle of the road screaming, "You're next!
Yes,
you're next!" And that's how the film ended.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But that was considered too bleak by the studio.
Happy ending.
And so they added on the scene where he's in a police station and he's being interrogated. There's, you know, it's like they stopped him because he's this crazy guy in the road and he's trying to warn them. And then suddenly it's just like, yeah, there's like a truck that jackknifed and there are these pods, these giant sea pods, like all over the fucking road. Dun, dun, dun! And then they go out to take care of it and American triumphs.
We're saying
this is made, of course, you know, in post Watergate America, where people had finally wisely lost faith in America's institutions, especially our political institutions. But yeah, no, there's a lot going on in this movie. There's a lot going on. But let me really quickly show a little scene here. Yeah, so of course we've got our boy Donald Sutherland and Brooke Adams, both of whom are absolutely terrific in this. They gave Donald Sutherland's character a really interesting job. He is a inspector for restaurants. Inspector.
Some of those.
It's a caper. It's a rat turd. It is a caper. Well, if it's a caper, then eat it.
Eat it. He never said that in the version I've seen. I could have swore he said that in the movie, but he never said it.
I don't know if you know what capers are. They're like these little tiny, little green things. They're delicious, actually.
I know what they are, but he never said it in the movie. I could have swore, like when I seen it before, like he said, "We'll eat it."
But
he never,
all the way back from 79 or 78.
Did they change it?
He does say eat it.
Did you watch it on TV, Preston?
I watched it on Tubi.
If you watched it on TV, you might have caught a different cut.
Yeah, because there's different cuts because of the movies and stuff like that. So it depends on the cut.
Oh, you mean originally? No, originally it was on TV because I'm talking about like when I watched it recently, it was on Tubi, and I was like, he never said eat it. Why didn't he?
No, the one we watched, he said it.
I just watched it on Tubi, and he says eat it.
Yeah,
I'm about to rewatch it after the show. Like after I'm here, I'm probably gonna watch that tonight.
It's so good.
I just got the remastered edition, so I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, hell yeah. Because I was going to say, I normally don't watch the Tubi versions, right? It's just like, I'll put that there in the links so people can watch that shit for free. If it's
I might have downloaded it.
Nah, I got to have like the Shout Factory, like 2K, you know?
I think I might have downloaded it. Yeah.
That's one of the thing about horror movies. Like, if you get them for free on media and stuff like YouTube, there's often like it's TV edits. And sometimes you miss some cool scenes. Yeah.
That can happen.
I think that's
what happened. The only time I think we had a movie that I posted the link to that was really jacked up was Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue. That had like a lot of gore missing, but that was like I've been wanting to do that movie for ages, and finally I found a copy on YouTube. But it was like an edited version, so you didn't get to see all the horrendous.
Like, I can't remember the name of the film, but I was watching some Italian giallo that I found on YouTube, and like it was like like an hour and a half long movie was down to like 40 minutes, 48 minutes. So they cut out like a lot of sex and violence.
Oh my God.
Yeah, sometimes they remove swearing, they remove some very gory stuff or nudes.
Which is funny because
Yes.
you can rent a movie on YouTube with all of that stuff intact. So hypocrisy.
It's like I remember the first time, like I remember watching like Swamp Thing, like the Wes Craven one back in the days on TV. Like I liked that movie for some reason.
Oh, it's because
and then
it's
I found out, like I think a year or two ago, that you see her boobs.
Yes,
I want that fucking version now.
I know. I have that version, B.
Me too.
It's like you have
Barbeau.
Adrienne Barbeau, and you have Adrienne Barbeau's left breast, and you have Adrienne Barbeau's right breast, and you're not going to include that in the fucking movie?
And they're both there at the same time. You're like, God damn, why'd you?
I
take that
know.
out?
You get to see them both
like-
at the same time.
It's like, come on, don't be a pussy. It's not even full on. It's like little side boob, little side boob.
No, it's full
They
on.
wanted that PG rating.
It's full
That's
in
the
front.
thing.
Like when you get the uncut edition, like
she's
there.
bathing,
You see
yeah.
them, like this, like yeah.
Yeah. You see her tatas. She's not very shy about showing it.
Because I don't
God, they're
actually remember
fantastic,
seeing
too.
her. I don't remember seeing her full frontal like that in the theater.
No, because the theatrical version was like the PG version.
Yeah, they
Which
edit.
makes sense. It's like Swamp Thing, right? It's a comic book movie. So, why wouldn't you want that to be kind of kid friendly, right?
Yeah.
But at the same
That's-
time, the European version could show the tatas and they don't care over there. And it's still the kid friendly version.
Well, the Europeans are a
It's just-
lot more open than we are. Like they let their
Yeah, they are.
kids drink wine and all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
We've got this funny thing over here where we shy away from sex, but like we'll show gore like nobody's business.
Yeah, man.
I've said
That's
Up with
crazy.
violence, down with sex and nudity.
I've said that
Yeah,
often, and
that's
it's
America.
the opposite with the French.
It's the opposite of the French and the Germans and
Like in
the
Quebec,
Spanish
even
and
Quebec,
everybody
right?
else in Europe.
Which is like an American, American French type. Even here, dude, gore is like meh, violence, but tits, boobs, and ass, like oh yeah.
It's funny 'cause, like, I know, like,
I always
the,
mention how when I would
get,
my family, we had my family came from Germany, and they compensated my mother and my father by saying, we'll give you free trips to go back and visit the family every year. So we would spend our summers in Germany quite frequently, and I'd come back with like a stack of magazines, and my friends would be like, "Oh hell yeah, porn!" Right?
Well, there's a reason why we're
magazine.
leading the world in serial killers. I'm just saying, America. Yeah,
It's true. But yeah, it's like my friends would be like, they flip through the magazine and they're like, what is this? I'm like, it's a news magazine. It's like Time magazine, and they're like, why are there boobs on the cover?
One of the weirdest
because
things
everybody
is,
loves tits.
It's a weird phenomenon that it was there before, but not between I think the end of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, like beginning of the 90s. I think it started again in the 90s. But dude, before even Star Wars, you see boobs. Like they had no bra. You could see the boobs through their freaking clothes.
Yeah.
You have a whole bunch of like PJ or Atlantic dude with boobs. You have general movies with boobs. As long as they were fantasy or sci-fi, there's boobs. And same thing with freaking horror. There's boobs.
Hey, you know how
then after all of a sudden it got like so little like prude and
Well, now you can't even have attractive women. Now you can't even have attractive women in video games and shit like that. We know all about that.
Now we're going back to like the old days where women could not be played by women; they had to be played by men.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? I didn't even think about that, but that is actually going back to Shakespeare.
I brought it up a long time ago. You've been here, dude. It's a weird factor, right?
It is. I didn't think about that. It's
they
kind
say
of like
that's usually a sign of the end of a civilization.
Yep.
Well, it's also, I found it really interesting that, like, with the social justice warriors, it's like they were bringing back segregation.
Yeah,
they still are, dude. Right now, here in Quebec, there's a university where there's a relaxing room for non-white.
Well, I can tell you right now that shit is coming to an end with a quickness. Amazon just said like they're taking away all privileges to the LGBTQ community. And Trump just wrote into law that they're no longer able to use any other pronouns other than he or she.
If there's
in the
one
government,
thing,
so.
if there's one thing we've learned through history, It's and that's for anything. Okay, the key word is this: as soon as there's special treatment or exclusion of someone or something, that resolve into problems every fucking time. It becomes into a freaking racial or authoritarian fucking thing. It turns out
I'll be straight, dude.
there's
I
no
don't think
special
anybody should
treatment.
have
We all
special
should be
treatment except for me.
Everybody
I'm the
should
only
be
one that
equal.
should
me
get
too,
special
man.
treatment. Like, that's
And
it.
me.
Yeah,
Just
like
us.
that's what they all think.
Fuck everybody
No, I mean,
else.
but
I'm
it's
just
like
saying.
you know, well, like what Sim just mentioned. It's just like, yeah, it's like these people think they're progressive. I'm just like, you motherfuckers.
free
It's like segregation. Are you fucking shitting me?
Dude, I
Yeah,
grew up
no,
in a
they're-
That's
generation where
ignorant. That doesn't.
I think they're progressive.
It's
and
ignorance.
I'm sure that everybody
very
here is going to agree
dangerous.
with me on this, except Bob because he's very old. Joking, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. But we all grew up, right, in a
Yeah.
in a colorblind and sexual equality time, dude. We
Maybe you
never
did.
saw women below us. We never saw like any real racial thing. Like black people were
Says
black
you.
people, and that was it.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
you
only
guys are
reason I like
Americans, so
scenario that was
yeah,
like-
yeah,
I
so
just
you
saw
guys
the-
are
I just saw
Americans.
the-
So it's not
Like-
the
I seen
same.
I seen the black on whites and the blacks and the Mexicans and the blacks and the Mexicans on the whites over here in California in the 90s, especially with like
Dude,
the
I see my
my
relatives like
my
freak
buddy, he's
out.
from fucking
Like-
Guadalajara, Mexico, and his skin's white. He thought he was a black guy. They beat the fuck out of him, and he can't even breathe in through one of his nose to this day. One of his nostrils.
They thought I was black when I moved to
That's why we
Mississippi.
needed
They
an
thought I was
alien
black.
invasion.
Okay, so that
Remember,
didn't
that
work.
was like the plot of
For the most part.
that old Outer Limits episode, the Architects of Fear, which Alan Moore stole for the ending of Watchmen. Right? It's like, well, what's the one thing that's going to get us all on the same page? Right? Alien invasion. Right?
Oh,
It's just
I-
like, well,
I
I
spent-
might not like you. I might not like you because you know you're this, that color, whatever. But those motherfuckers aren't even human.
It's tribal boredom, dude. That's all it is.
I
Tribal
spent 6
boredom.
years.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
great
that's what it
term.
is.
I'll write that
Especially with
shit
Independence
down.
Day.
All it is.
They're all
Tribal.
fighting and
Look at Germania. Look at Africa. They're all fucking. You know, you
If you
Right.
put one white
You know,
guy
different
and
colors
one
in
black
there,
guy in a
that's
room
easier to
together, they
hate.
could be total friends. If you
It's
put
also-
one black guy and two white guys,
Listen to what I'm saying.
or one
It's-
white
it's
guy
tri-
and two black guys, all of a sudden they start separating into.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's
It's
Look at the
tribalism. You could put people all the same
Jesus.
color in a room and then end up fighting because some of them have light color eyes and the other one are brown.
Yep.
Just
Right,
just
that's
Exactly.
the
that.
Star Trek episode, right?
Everybody
Remember
on the
Frank
screen.
Gorshin and that other guy? Like, they were like black and white on
Right,
each side.
yeah.
They look like a what's the name of that pastry? It's like white
Yeah,
on one
yeah,
side,
yeah.
chocolate on one side, and like vanilla on the
I
other.
don't remember.
They all look like that. And
Black and white
Kirby's like-
cookies.
Like
Black
what's
and white
like?
cookies?
I'm sorry, like, but you're both like exactly the same. He's like, no, I'm dark on the right side and light on the right side. He's dark on the wrong side and light on the
Yeah.
wrong side. Just to point out
I
that fucking
promise you
stupidity.
guys, there ain't nobody on
It
the
sounds
screen
stupid, but
knows
it's
more about
absolutely
this.
what's going on
It's
now.
absolutely what it is, and that's the thing. It's
But I
retarded.
think we
what I'm
should all
saying.
celebrate.
Jesus Christ.
I
And
think
it's
we
all
should all
about
celebrate
people
because
wanting
Brian
to-
came out with his gayness tonight
Yeah.
and his new song, his new
Yeah,
intro
the
song.
closet door was swung
That's the
open.
Burger
dude.
Man. I didn't
It
have
was
my
swung
son Burger
open. You
Man
can
out
hear
with
the
me,
closet, like the
motherfucker.
closet door just open and break.
I'm sorry, Sim. Could you say that again?
I said we could hear the closet door open and break.
Because she got.
I'm coming out.
He just blew the fucking closet door right off.
He brought the door with him.
Battering ram things. Fuck you, Burka Man.
By the way,
Brian's like,
gonna
I'm
give you a
gay.
heads up,
La
guys.
la 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 la.
We're waiting for food here, so I might have
Oh, no,
to
I'm
leave
Butch.
eventually. Okay.
That's all good. Oh, what, you waiting for noms? Nom-noms?
Yeah, we're waiting for food. Yeah, so I'm like,
I made
if
chili,
I
dude.
go, okay, I gotta go. So you.
Oh, no, I
give me a
get it.
heads
I
up.
get it. And we are going to pimp your shit, dude. Make no
thank
mistake.
you.
We're going to pimp. We are
Well,
going to pimp your shit. That's
well.
for goddamn sure. But real quick, I wanted to show this clip because this is cool. Because yes, it is a nod to the original movie. This is Kevin McCarthy, basically reenacting the scene that he did at the end of the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. But even if they did, it's not like they just put the scene in there to use him, because it makes absolute sense. Because there's a guy that knows what's going on, and he's running around. He's trying to warn everybody, and nobody's.
Does that make this like not a remake but a technical sequel?
No, because it was night. when he was in the road going, "You're next."
Still,
So, yeah.
you're next, and then the next one starts. I'm just saying, you know.
No, dude, because I was thinking about this too. I was like, oh, would that make this a sequel? And then I was like, no, because I remember as a kid wondering that and thinking, no. First of all, he looks different. He's much older.
Yeah, but that's just we're just in an alternate dimension, dude.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to do that, yeah. I mean, this is like Earth 2 or
Holographic
516 or something
Yeah.
like this, some shit like that. So. And just these eerie scenes of people just walking along, and you don't know who is what.
That brings back memories from my childhood when I see those old fucking.
They've been
Oh,
searching
hell
for
yeah.
Rommel for 40
Oh,
years.
damn it.
This movie scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
It drives
I
me
was still
crazy.
surprised that it was as scary as it was. I'm still surprised that this movie is as scary as it is.
Man,
It drives me crazy, Dave.
I was never scared of it. I just thought it was cool. Yeah.
See, no, I mean, I think this movie's genuinely terrifying. There are moments of this where I would not want to be too stoned.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where if
I think
was
it's more terrifying now that I'm older because I see more into it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a kid, I was like, oh, that's cool, you know. But now I'm like, holy shit.
Well, it's like with the movie that was like that for me when I was a kid was Planet of the Apes, where it was like, you know, this cool like fantasy space adventure. And then I was like a teenager and I'm watching it. I'm like, wait a second. This is about fucking racism, which it is. And if you read
Alan
the
Moore
original,
said that all great
novel,
fantasies.
it's more blatant because it's also more.
Alan
like
Moore
a
said all
concept.
great fantasies or
Look,
stories about time travel are based in current politics.
Absolutely, yeah. Science, films that are set in the future are about today.
yeah, they always are.
They always are.
Oh my God! Lock the door! Lock the door!
Yeah, nobody wants to look at that.
Help! Help! They're coming! They're coming! Listen to me!
No, he's back
Listen!
shut of his
Help
skull.
me! You're next, please! Please! You're next! We're in danger! Please, listen to me! Something terrible! Please!
Kevin McCarthy, according to someone I knew who met him, a bit of a wang, evidently, a bit of a
Douche?
Supposedly a bit of a douche.
Please! Please! You're next! We're in danger! Please, listen to me! Something terrible! You're in danger! You're next! Here they are!
Oh, what a douche.
They're
Yelling at
on
everybody.
again. Come!
Shut up. I'm trying to
Hey,
drive.
hey, my balls
And you hear
hurt.
them
My balls
shrieking
hurt so
back.
bad. I was
Asshole.
I'm gonna probe everybody.
Must have done so.
so they stuck an anal probe. I got gang probes.
My butt
They're
hurts.
gonna gang probe me.
But what's so spooky about this?
They said they
It's
want
not
a
the
banana.
lunatic that's in the middle of the road screaming. It's that he's got people chasing after him,
Yeah.
shrieking.
Yeah, they're going to gang probe him. You'd be running too if a bunch of guys was like, "Hey, we're going to gang probe." Well, you might not be running, but I mean,
No.
everybody else in town would be.
My battle-hardened butthole could
Or
stand up
probe
to
him.
anything.
You know, one of the funny things that I like is you mentioned it before I joined in, that how it got referenced so many times, that movie, into so many things like The Simpsons and all type of stuff. And even even lately, like recently in Rick and Morty, there's an episode with Unity,
Planet,
and they all look at him like, ah! But before they start attacking and infecting them, and
This had a huge cultural.
Rick and Morty's over with.
To me, that's what's amazing about this movie
But they're coming
is that it's like the Cronenberg's version of The Fly. It's like Carpenter's. When you say The Thing, what do you think of? What does your average person think of? They think of the John Carpenter movie. Most people don't even know that it's a remake.
Same thing with The Fly.
Yeah, but the original doesn't have the same title, so it's kind of
What's the thing from another world?
Yeah, but the
I'll be honest, I never knew that was an original.
That's the thing.
Yeah, no. I
thought John
understand
Carpenter's was
No,
the
but
original.
it speaks to this. I mean, like, like The Fly, like those actually had the same title, and people forget the original.
Scarface.
Right. And the thing is that these are remakes that are that eclipse the originals
Scarface
so much that the originals are practically forgotten.
There was another movie called Scarface before Scarface.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't even know about it.
Howard
yeah.
Hughes did
I remember like thinking like, oh, they're
That's
remaking
probably how shitty it is.
Scarface?
Howard Hughes did it when he was making airplanes. He did
Yep.
that one too.
Yeah. And mind you, that's
Scarface is
another
about
one
Al Capone.
where the original Scarface, it's fine, you know,
Right.
it's a
It
pretty
ain't Scarface.
average gangster movie. But then you look at the Brian De Palma movie, and you're like, this
It
guy's a
ain't Tony.
fucking lunatic.
It's not Spielberg directing like gunfights at the end of the movie. Fucking good, you know.
Well, I mean, dude. I mean, critics did not understand the Scarface remake when it first came out. They did not understand that. That
Went
movie
over
was
their head, huh?
totally misunderstood and went right over people's fucking heads. They
I
did
remember-
not understand the humor.
I
I remember
that
it as
movie.
Grand Theft Vice City.
I did. I thought that shit was
I love
fucking
the
awesome.
game. The game was dope.
Especially the dude's hands
I love
hanging
that
from the
Vice
fucking
City- Vice City
shower.
was
I was
like-
like, dude, that
dude.
shit's awesome.
Vice City was like Miami Vice and Scarface.
It was totally.
In
I love
one-
that
I
game.
was taking notes. I was like, oh, dude, this would be awesome.
You know what's there is
I love that movie.
Mile
That
of-
fucking game.
back in the day, you used to just go to movies without knowing anything about them, and my mom took me and my brothers to go see Scarface with no clue what we were.
Oh
gonna
my
see.
god.
Hey, dude, one of my worst freaking movie experience was there's two movies. Going to the movies and saw Jaws. I was expecting something, but not the fucking way it was. It really
Oh
freaking marked
god.
me. But the worst one, in a way that really marked me, was when I was 10 and I went to see Transformers, the goddamn movie.
Oh, yeah, me
really?
too. I was like, oh,
Dude,
shit.
that fucking thing. And the thing is, I don't know if it was the same with you, but back then they used to start, especially when it was supposed to be like a kid movie. You had a little short movie before. That's why they did that with Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
So me, it was like a strawberry shortcake, Happy Joy type of thing with another fucking thing, and then with a Looney Tune thing, and then you start Transformers, and I'm like, oh, dude, that looks fucking good, right? You're like, oh, the animation, the style, yeah, it's fucking, and then boom, you see like Ironhide, this, that, you're like, the fuck?
Yeah, but when they started dying, like, did you think at first, it was like, did they just
They
They're also robots.
are they gonna come back?
I mean, they can't, like,
Then you see
kill him.
Optimus, and then it's the Optimus scene. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna get cast. They're all gonna come back."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When they killed
Then
all
he
those,
goes
like,
in
all
and-
the old Transformers on the spaceship, I was like, they're not really dead.
Dude, you remember, like, no, but you
See,
remember there was
I'm
multiple.
older than you guys.
Dude, there was
so I
multiple
find this
episodes where
fascinating.
Optimus got broken to pieces. Transformers were almost pseudo killed, and they got put back together. Remember that freaking episode when they were looking for all the pieces? of Optimus?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, so then you're watching the thing, you go, oh, they're all gonna get fixed, and then you find out, no, they're fucking dead. And Optimus, Optimus is so.
And then you find
dead.
out it was orders from the toy company to push their new line so that they're not.
Dude, I
So,
remember,
like, people
getting
are like,
choked-
"Where's Optimus?"
I remember getting choked up and teary, dude.
That's
Optimus Prime?
fantastic. That's what. That's
I
what
think
you
the
deserve.
CEO got
That's
fired
what you
for that
deserve.
too. I'm almost positive.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing: kids like their fantasy to be a little fucking dark.
Yeah.
Americans don't understand this.
Dude,
The
to
people
me,
that
it's
do
like-
understand
it's
it
awesome.
are
I love that movie.
the Germans.
Yeah.
Look at the fucking fairy tales.
Mhm.
They're a little too fucking dark.
Yeah,
And-
you know, when
and
you
then look
dabble
at
in
the
extermination, there's no
But-
wonder why your fairy
Preston,
tales are pretty
you
fucking
know-
dark.
Fun
Yeah.
fact: did
Yeah.
you know that's the reason? Like,
You know
during
the
the GI Joe
fairy tales
movie,
were,
during the GI Joe
generations
animated
before
movie,
Yes.
Yeah.
he was supposed to kill Duke, and that's
Oh.
why they
Yeah.
kill. Like
Yeah,
when he
because
gets
they're all-
impaled, when he gets impaled, he's supposed to die. That's why it's so morose.
Yeah.
No, he was supposed to die. They changed their
Didn't they
mind.
change that at the last minute because the G.I. Joe movie came out after the Transformers movie, and they were like, "Oh, we can't
was
do
it
this
Chuck
again."
Dixon?
You can't do that.
Didn't Chuck Dixon write that, or am I thinking of?
The Chuck Dixon did work on it, I think, yeah, with Larry.
Yeah,
Hama.
Because I remember reading an interview with him, and he said, like, I could say without boasting, like, this movie's gonna have like some of the coolest animated action sequences you've ever seen. And then it never got a theatrical release, at least not here.
Oh,
it
it
ended
did
up
here.
kind of like sneaking onto TV. I think.
Hold on. G.I. Joe, the animated movie, never made it to theater in the U.S.
No.
It made it here.
Yeah, I could have sworn it did. One of them.
It
They
did
had
in the
3 of
US.
them.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Not here. Not in the States. Not
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
they had
research,
3
I'm pretty
animated
sure you did,
movies.
Okay. Well, I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure
I
it
think the
did.
first one did, but the second one and the third one didn't. Like they.
well, remember the
Yeah,
Transformers?
Yeah, but there was-
movie
there was
was the
positive,
actual
don't- yeah.
release
There's
here
only
because it
one
had a
animated
music video.
There's just one animated movie. The other movies were episodes that they chip into things.
Gotcha. Gotcha. 'Cause remember, sometimes they'll take TV movies from America and they'll release them in Europe
But
as theatrical features. And so you're talking about Canada, and you're talking about a very European kind of style area of Canada. So that's why I find that shit.
I just want to bring up one thing about that G.I. Joe animated movie that I love so goddamn much. It's a goddamn intro. It reminds me of that Highlander anime.
Yeah,
you know, like the entire intro and song. It's a part of the goddamn story and movie. So you know, G.I. Joe starts with the G.I. Joe, and then they fight around the fucking statue. But then after that, you continue after that. It actually happened in the goddamn story. And I'm like, that was fucking clever.
Yes. Yeah, it really was. It really was.
Like, you know, the Highlander anime movie, like you start, there's an intro, everything, the guitar slaying, like a guy's playing, like you hear the fucking guitar, and then you see the camera go zoom in into a building, and then you find out it's the bad guy playing the goddamn intro.
Pretty metal.
I mean, do you know who they got? Is Preston? Have you seen the Highlander anime, the Highlander Japanese animated?
I started watching it. Like, there was a big thing. Like, when that came out, they also had the X-Men animated, like animated TV series, like TV episodes. Is that right?
The Highlander,
Punisher and Black Widow.
The Highlander one kicks ass. I love
it's by the guy that
I remember getting it, but I never did watch it.
The chainsaw at the beginning, his head getting
fucking
bisected.
insane. Yeah, dude, there's a guy fighting with a chainsaw sword. It's fucking insane.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Go watch it. It's fucking good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
the heavy metal Fact 2 chainsaw sword.
Sequel of Highlander.
It's not even close. It's not even close.
That first Highlander movie, man.
And it's another Highlander. It's not. It's not the one from the first movie. It's not the one from the series. It's another one.
Another guy.
I remember, like, the live action TV series. I was hyped up about that because I was like, "Oh, this is going to be cool." But then, like, the guy who played
twice.
Apparently, Clan.
It was really. I thought it was fucking. I mean, Adrian was fucking. He was pretty cool as Highlander, but the other people they picked as the bad guys were terrible.
The first
they had the dude from Night Court as the fucking.
Can I just say this? The first season of the Highlander TV series was dog shit, and I remember realizing it was going to be dog shit because Adrian Paul came out and he's holding a katana. And he's holding it like this. He's holding it like a fucking baseball bat.
Yeah.
Right? Like this. And I'm just like, oh, shit. This guy doesn't even know how to hold a sword. Right? So I didn't watch. Just let me finish this.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the rest of that season. I was like, bye. And then, like, a year or two later, I'm channel surfing and I'm watching. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy knows how to use a fucking sword.
Well, they had the dude from Night Court. You remember Night Court, right? The bald bailiff.
Yeah.
They had him as
the Kurgan.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. Yeah, he was supposed to be Kurgan, like a Kurgan character, and I was like, there's no way I can take this dude serious as a Kurgan character. Like, everything he says is goofy.
But this is going to come around to what we were talking about, the Highlander anime. They got a new story editor. Right? And David Abramowitz, I think his name is. And then he started fucking with the lore in a cool way. He introduced the Watchers, these people whose job it is just to watch these. Because, I mean, the whole idea of Highlander, Gregory Wyden, he also did the Prophecy series. It's the same concept of these incredibly important battles. These incredibly important battles are going to decide the fate of the world, the fate of millions. But they're not happening on a battlefield. They're happening like in this dark alley somewhere, right? So he added the idea of like, well, geez, what if somebody is actually watching and paying attention and keeping a record, right? And that series got dope from that point on. And then he wrote the anime, and the anime was dope.
Dude, the anime is fucking insane.
First season of Highlander series, don't like skip it. Start with season 2, and it's actually pretty entertaining.
Well, it's just like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Like the first 2 seasons of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I agree.
Balls. I agree. I came back in on the 3rd season and had to go back and watch the first 2 just because I want to be a completist. But I was like, man, this is corny.
Well, back then they were using a formula.
But then
Well,
they
no,
got killed.
it's sometimes with
And
the
the
TV
four
series, it
automatically
takes
made
a
the
while
first
to
two
get their
seasons
legs.
suck. Yeah.
Well, one of
That's
the
the
things
thing
I
with
wanted to bring
you'll
up,
see
They
this
made
with a
War
lot
for
of TV
Warrior
series. The
instead of a
first,
fucking, you know what he was?
and I don't know if you'll agree with me,
I think
Brian. I
that
just
was
want
a
to bring it up
genius
because it's
move.
part
yeah,
of the anecdote. And forget it.
yeah,
Kurgan was one of the is known as one of the best villain ever in movies with Vader and
yes,
so
Yeah,
much
dude,
about
he
it,
yes,
right?
was. Yeah.
But the
Clancy,
one in the anime, they
yes.
matched him. They
Oh,
fucking like they didn't do another Kurgan.
He's
That's the
not the
thing is,
Kurgan.
unlike the other ones where they were trying to create another Kurgan,
yeah.
they did an original character that's different from Kurgan.
why?
He's as fucking hateful at that motherfucker.
I
Yes,
know.
Good.
and the
He's
whole
as bad.
concept.
He's fuck like damn.
Yeah, and the whole concept of Rome being an idea,
Yeah.
right? And that
Oh.
so like Rome may have started in Rome, but it didn't stay in Rome. It moved around, and
The
so
Vatican, yeah.
he's chasing this his enemy, right? Because he's on that he's on the vengeance trail, and he's chasing him and fighting him through time, and it's just like so. Then at one point, Rome is like Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just like so. Rome is just jumping
And that
around
guy's
through
always
time, and
there.
wherever,
Right now.
wherever
And that
Rome
guy's
is, he's
always there. Yeah. It's insane.
Yeah, but yeah, if you haven't seen the Highlander anime, do fucking check that out. It's,
I'll peep that out.
it's fun.
Dude, I watched it so much that I ruined the first DVD. I had to order another one.
Damn.
Yeah, the new movie's going to be a lot like the TV show. It's going to take place in Japan, like in the future, and he's going to be fucking wielding a katana. It's going to be crazy.
Really? They've already got like I mean, that's what Henry Cavill's supposed to be in that.
That's
Yep.
him. That's what he's going to do.
Yep.
It's gonna get
Honestly, I don't like. I think the katana's like a little played out. I think they should use something.
yeah, it is.
Like not a
Katanas
gladius,
are
but something like
overrated.
maybe not a broadsword, but something cool. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
Well,
saying?
want
that's
to
one
play
of the
more.
things
I
I
want the
love
whole
about the
movie
TV
in Highlands.
series.
Whole
All
movie.
the different,
Whole
Just
movie.
don't use
Immortals had
katana or
different
a rapier.
swords.
You know what I'm saying? And we're
The,
good.
the reason why they use
Every immortal had their own sword.
the reason of the katana is because usually it's easier to hide and move around during, especially in the current time, than walking around with a giant fucking sword.
Claymore. The
Yeah.
big Claymore. That's what I want, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want
don't use-
the whole movie
you can have
to
a
be
Claymore.
magic
Claymore.
the whole
sword.
Claymore. Just Braveheart and the
You can have a
motherfuckers.
scimitar, right? That's one of the
You
things
just want to
was
ones that
actually pretty
slide
funny.
together, like you just go whoosh, like the
But I
plastic.
like the
ones.
fact that they each have their own sword. Like they
Yeah, you
don't
gotta-
always have like
Yeah.
Yes.
one has that sword, one has this. Like
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he
yeah.
has.
Depending
Yeah,
on like what period of
the
cult
anime
of time they
but-
come from.
has a fucking Roman sword.
Yeah.
I thought
Right,
one of the
right,
things
right.
I thought that was cool with the series, the live action series, is one dude had a battle axe. You know
That's
what I'm
dope.
saying? And I
Yes,
was like,
yes,
whoa,
the
that's pretty
Viking,
cool, dude.
And like we
Yeah.
said, there's
Got it,
one
man.
that has a fucking chainsaw sword.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sick.
Dude, Preston, seriously. You've seen Ninja Scroll.
Yeah.
Fully erect. Well, you would say like that would get a fully erect rating, right?
Well,
Full
I'm
wood,
getting Highlander
full wood.
right now. I'll watch it.
Full wood.
It's fucking good, dude.
It's by the
Fucking
same.
legend,
Yeah, the Highlander anime is by the fucking same animator. So yeah. Like motherfucker. Oh god, like I'm just thinking about that opening and that dude's fucking head fucking splitting, and just thinking what a boner fucking Sim had. I'm sure while he was watching that. And
Oh, dude,
you
it's insane.
can also get a massive boner watching that.
Dude, I like the fact that when he comes out of the fucking truck, it does like the Kingpin thing. Before the Kingpin, the truck goes down, boom, boom,
Yep.
and you see the big black guy coming out with the fucking chainsaw
The
sword.
chainsaw sword.
Like, god damn.
I know.
To me,
I
the
know.
sword should be like their soul should be in their weapon. You know, and if you break the weapon rather than cutting the head, the head cut off is dope. But to me, like you have to destroy the weapon and cut their head off.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the
That'd
decapitation
be
thing
dope.
makes perfect sense because it's like,
the
well,
life energy that you take in, and yeah.
right, and the whole idea of, they could maybe regenerate limbs or something like that, but it's just like, I don't care what it is. If you cut its head off, it's gonna be fucking dead.
Yeah,
Right? Even a vampire, you cut a fucking vampire its head off, it's dead. If you cut a zombie,
Well, that's how you prove if somebody is a vampire. Like if you cut their head off, you know what I'm saying?
Or you gouge their eyes
Or
out. 'cause
stake
it's more
them.
for the
That's
soul.
how you know somebody's a
Yeah.
vampire. Is if you stake them and they die, that's a fucking vampire.
Hell yeah.
I mean, set them on fire,
Yeah.
decapitation,
Oh, there's so many ways to prove people are vampires.
or a witch, or whatever
you
else
throw holy
you
water
wanna
in their
call it, or a communist.
face,
Inject them with garlic if they start
Put
having a
garlic-
reaction.
put
You know what
garlic in
I'm
their bag.
Vote for Trump.
saying?
Yeah, I think Jeff mentioned the The Simpsons. Yeah, this is because of course we're a comic related stream. We're into art and everything. So one of the things I always got to do is I gotta look online and look for different movie posters and fan art. This is from DeviantArt. For some reason, this looks. God, could you imagine somebody having a tattoo of this?
Yeah, that was crazy scene. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was the coolest scene of all.
Well, that scene like just opened up the possibilities of what you could do. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Like you have somebody like an abomination with 6 heads or something like that.
Yeah, real freaky shit.
That's dope. I like that.
Ball of people just walking on a bunch of legs and hands and shit.
Because I came up with a concept like similar to this, and because I had never seen this movie, and I thought I was onto something. The fucking intro to this movie. Oh man, Chef's Kiss.
It's amazing, right?
I loved it.
Oh, Brooke Adams, pretty damn cute, and you do get to see her tatas in this. Yeah, that's the new shit. That's the Blu-ray. That is I gotta say, Shout Factory, like major fucking props to them. Major props to Vinegar Syndrome. Major props to Arrow. You've got all these people that are. I mean, not that this was an obscure movie because they're restoring and preserving a lot of stuff that was. That was practically lost for all intents and purposes, lost. But then also, it's like they give you a fucking 2K, 4K cut, and then they're just like, okay, we'll throw in like some cool new cover art, and then often they have like they're printed on both sides, so you can like flip them around, so you can have like the bitchin' new art, or you can have like the classic movie poster art. That's pretty cool, I think. And yeah, there he is. Yeah, I remember seeing this as a kid and just being completely just like that scene in particular, just like what in the actual fuck?
That's one of the things that I think it's weird. Like it doesn't bother me as much, like to go like it ruins everything. But when you see high res definition of old horror movies, sometimes like They could get away so much with the VHS and those old film like brains.
Yeah,
I know.
Like,
I agree.
Like, there's movies where they're supposed to have the black eyes, and you remember seeing like the darkness in their eyes. There's no, then when you see the high definition like thing, you see the makeup with the black.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Brian likes that.
That's one thing I hate about HD movies, dude.
That's why I don't like it. Brian likes
it shows all the themes and the movies you love, like Aliens. Dude, don't watch Aliens 1.
Like,
sometimes you even see ropes. You even see like hints of the
Oh, you can obviously tell it's a puppet.
Yeah.
My favorite example is in Lucio Fulci's Zombie. Beautiful fucking 2K transfer, right? And there's a shot of a lone zombie just shuffling around in this ghost town, and the crabs walking around, and the camera swings around so that you get like a look at the zombie, and swings around so you can see how fucking decayed and fucked up he is, and you notice that there's a little piece of gauze that's sticking out from under like the caked on makeup.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that.
Well, here's the thing. My position is the same as it's always been. Every disc, this is the ideal. It's like, okay, well, which version do I want to watch? I can watch the 4K. I can watch the 2K. I can watch the DVD. I can watch the VHS. I can watch the TV version. In other words, there's no reason why they can't put all of those different versions on. For me, the real high definition versions of favorite horror films, it's a way of watching a old movie that I've seen 100 times in a new way, right? So I understand. It's like, especially a movie like Night of the Living Dead, it's like, yeah, was it scarier? Was it spookier when it was on TV or when it was on early crappy VHS? Yes, it was. But seeing it in like 2K or 4K is also a revelation. It's kind of like the idiot that decided he would spend $2 million of his own money to make Dawn of the Dead 3D.
But that's the thing. It's Dawn of the Dead. That was one of the ones where you see the film in their eyes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like,
Well, you're
It's
never
just
going
like,
to
my
capture that
attitude towards the
magic
Dawn of
that
the
you
Dead
had when you first
3D
seen it.
retrofit
So,
was, did I ask for it? No.
Dude, I
Do
remember
want
watching.
it? No. But will I watch the fuck out of it? If fuck yes.
There was like, I remember like not with the before the Blu-ray, there was like DVD remastered in high definition type of thing a while back, and there was the movie, and some of them had those like blurry, like on remastered scenes sometimes, right?
Yeah, sure.
And I was talking to one of the producers and one of those horror things. And I'm like, dude, what the hell happened there? Is that because you just like you had like an old shot and that's the best shot you could? He goes, no, because as soon as we cleaned it, we could see all the fake behind it, so we decided to leave it blurry.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean,
that's a good move. Actually.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. I mean, like I said, it's just what would be great would be having that option of of having all that shit on one disc, right?
Mm-hmm.
As if you're a guy like me, you've got.
But that's what they used to do back in the DVDs. Sometimes you'd have the regular, like when they started with DVDs. When they started with the Blu-rays, you could have the original theatrical version plus the remastered edition. They did that often in the beginning.
Yes, they did. They did that when.
Well, here's
DVD
the thing, though. Like
collectors,
everybody here has already seen the movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about that dude that's seeing it for the first time ever, and it's a young guy, and he's like, "What's everybody talking about? Invasion? Blah, blah, blah. Let me see it in 8K because you know it's going to be in 8K by that time, right?" He's looking at it, he's like, "This is so fucking stupid. I can do better on my phone."
Yeah, that's the main
point. Then, well, what happens is people think the movie's stupid, then the movie goes into obscurity, and then it fades into nothing.
Oh,
that's the main point.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I remember when DVD first came out, right? Before that time, Lucio Fulci was thought of as a hack. That was the general attitude towards Lucio Fulci. Hack, right? Then his movies come out on DVD, and it was a revelation. And overnight, he went from hack to genius. I'm talking about like the general, like the critical attitude towards him, right? He's held in very high regard critically now. He was less than dog shit before his movies came out on DVD because suddenly, you'd been used to seeing these like muddy videotapes. Oh, it was pan and scanned, it cropped and shit. And suddenly you looked and you were just like, damn, these look beautiful. Like these are beautifully shot movies with some really sick and fucked up shit happening in them. Right? And the fact that they're so beautifully shot is one of the things that makes them so disturbing. So
you ever seen an anime called MD Geist?
It can go either way.
Yes, I did.
You ever seen an anime called MD Geist?
Yes. The reason that has such a bleak ending is because that wasn't the ending. It was actually a beginning of a series. But when you rented it,
I like the ending, but
yeah.
And I like the work that they did on it. I thought it was, even though it was kind of primitive, it's like an old school anime. But from what I understand, like they had to use like scrap vellum to go ahead and paint and draw on to make that movie. And I was
really
like, damn, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, it was like nuts, dude.
Yeah,
I love Vampire 2D. That's probably my favorite, like old anime. Some of the old Miyazaki movies.
Oh, yeah, mine too.
Warriors of the Wind. It was called here. The real title's Nausicaa in the Valley of Wind. That's a fucking amazing movie. So I mean, the Japanese were making dope animation for a very long time. It's just you look at that stuff now, and
it's a conversation I had not too long ago with my kid and a few other people that I've been meeting around, and they're talking about anime and shit like that, because a lot of them go like, "Oh, your style reminds me of the old anime from the 90s and the 80s." I'm like, okay, yeah. But then they always talk to me about those new mangas and animes. It goes, "You seem like a big fan." I'm like, yeah, but I liked it more. Like I was a bigger fan from like the 80s and 90s, which because you had more. They had more of a feel of a movie.
They were more cinematic.
Yeah. They like you felt like you were watching.
I feel like they had more freedom too. Like they weren't using a formula.
Yeah.
Like now it feels like everybody's using a formula. Well, this worked. We have to use that formula now.
Committee, all these writers, and there's not like
I like when anime first came out because it was the Wild Wild West.
Like,
Yeah.
let me tell you, there's another anime that if you guys haven't seen that, you need to get it. It was one of those, when you go to a DVD store and you there's a whole bunch of shit in a box and you go, oh, that looks interesting, I'll try that, and you end up being one of your favorite movies.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Stray Jacket.
Oh, okay.
Dude,
I'm checking that out.
This is insane.
Dude, that sounds familiar.
This is in a freaking like world where they mix science and magic. So you go to the they do like science surgery, and it's a mix of magic and technology, right? The thing is, the more you use magic, the more that it will turn you into a demon.
Ooh, that's not
So
good.
so you have the straight jacket. The straight jacket are fucking like,
how old is it?
Like warlocks type of thing, you could say. They come in full fucking body armor, right?
That's
like
dope.
a fucking knight, okay? They have giant fucking guns, and they have runes in it, and they have a fucking incantation. It's alchemy, dude. And they go, I summon the power of this.
Wait, is that an anime? I think I did see that.
Yeah, it's an anime.
Metal?
Yeah.
Metal?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, that was badass, dude. That was awesome.
The name's Stray Jacket. It's
me and my lady,
insane.
like, she got to see Cabin in the Woods for the first time this week.
Oh, dude, that was
Watched
fucking
it.
awesome.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you're in
Yeah.
for a treat.
yeah. Just watch
But
it.
I
Did you
remember
enjoy
watching
it?
that movie for the first time and seeing that the fucking eagle hit the fucking invisible wall. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, dude, that was fucking bad.
The
was a good one.
fucking
What do you mean we never blew the tunnel?
Can you see the mood switch between the characters? They go from like one thing to another, and then you see the bird.
Yeah.
The whole Mike
Dude,
Judge
it
angle.
was so good, dude.
All
It
of
was awesome.
Love it.
yeah,
on a sec.
and to me like that what would you call that like massive like container of
Vending machine.
the
monsters.
monster
Yeah,
vending
that's what it
machine.
was. It
Thank
was,
you.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right? That
And they pulled off
I mean,
a pretty
what
decent
little-
Hellraiser Cenobite in there too, dude. I was like, holy shit!
Yeah, I saw that shit,
son.
and I saw that
They have,
shit,
like,
and
a
I felt like
trilogy
I
of
was
those.
like fucking 8 years old again.
Yeah.
Did you see that new
Yeah,
movie?
I was like,
the trailer
that's
for that new
fucking
movie.
dope.
Have you seen the trailer for that new movie coming out? PlayStation's making it. I showed the trailer like 2 weeks ago on my show. I forgot the name of it, but Peter Samar is in it.
What was it?
And it has an hourglass, and they murder you, and then the time switches back over, and new people keep coming in, and new monsters.
Oh yeah, you showed me the previews to that.
Yeah.
That looks fucking amazing,
budget
dude.
horror.
Like it's a
You're gonna-
different.
Yeah.
Brian, you're gonna like this one, dude. Like every time they die, they come back and they get murdered by a different. Like one night it's Jason, the next night it's Freddy or some shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, dude.
Really?
PlayStation doing it. Yeah, it's a big budget, dude. And because of Nosferatu and Terrifier, you're gonna get all types of big budget horror movies now.
Dude,
And-
Nosferatu was
Oh,
the shit.
dude.
That was
It was, right?
amazing.
Seriously?
He's
The
working on
fact-
a werewolf movie called Wolf.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
Werewolf,
WERWLF. ULF.
Yes.
Oh,
because
man.
you know what?
Christmas
You know what he's
for the-
doing? Here's the thing. You know I'm always
Hopefully it's better than
bitching.
that shitty werewolves movie.
Oh,
He's
well, I
doing
mean,
the,
dude, that's
he's
what I'm
doing
trying to
his-
say. I'm trying to say this is a historic fucking moment for horror. And it's something that bodes very, very, very well for the genre. Nosferatu, gothic fucking horror, scary again. Did exactly what I've been saying they should be doing with the Universal monsters. Make them fucking scary again, right?
Mhm.
Balls out fucking horror movie, blows up at the fucking box office, is popular with audiences and critics. Amazingly, because it's a fucking art house movie. Totally
It's the
surprises
Universal
me
Monsters.
that, like,
Is he supposed to be doing a
like,
Frankenstein? Who's
Yeah.
supposed to be doing Frankenstein?
He is. He's doing Universal's art house, and Universal owns Focus
And
Films.
so is Guillermo.
Yep.
Guillermo, right? So, at the same time that
I think I'd
movie
rather see
blows
Guillermo
up,
do Frankenstein.
same
wanna see
time
them both.
that movie blows up, fucking Leigh Whannell's fucking Wolfman comes
Wolf
out,
turd. Wolf shit.
and sure enough, you know the guy who did the Invisible Man movie without an Invisible Man. You watch the movie,
Oh.
you're waiting for the Invisible Man, and there is no Invisible Man.
The Invisible Turd, bro. That's what the movie was. No one
Dog shit. Dog
Yeah.
shit.
You know,
Invisible.
worst
So
case
then,
scenario,
He does a
that
Wolfman
Wolfman
movie with
movie's
no
going to come
fucking
out.
Wolfman.
Well, what's going to happen is that Wolfman movie's going to come out. It's going to flop, and then the studio is going to be like, "I think we're going to scratch any future werewolf movies because
It
they don't
is-
sell."
No, that's not what they're going to do. That's not what they're going to do. That means no more reimaginings.
Yep.
Is what that means.
They're not
That
doing
means
shit.
if
They're
you're
gonna
going
let
to make a
Eggers.
monster movie, put a fucking monster in it.
They're gonna let
I
Egger.
don't know, dude. Studios are pretty broad when
Well,
they
they're idiots.
stroke that pen, dude.
They're idiots. They're idiots. But right now, 2 people have carte blanche. That means, hey, Alex, what's up? What's Alex doing here?
I changed sex.
This is a
Don't mind
grown-up
me.
space.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
How you
Hello,
doing?
hello, young lady.
Hello.
We were just talking about Nosferatu and Wolfman. And
Johnny Depp's daughter, dude, like pulled off a role. Son.
Yeah, dude, she should have got Best Actress nomination. The movie got 4 nominations though.
I agree.
Okay, now.
Oh yeah, Sim Dog, do me a fucking favor and drop the link for your campaign so we can talk about that shit. But first we gotta take another look at a. I know we're all over the place tonight, but it's cool. I don't give a fuck.
We always like that.
That's how you do it, man. You got to keep it moving all over the place.
Yeah. But I do want to show one little clip here. Let me at least show the. Oh yeah, well we got to show this. People got to show this because this is just fucking
outro
right here. Yeah, so it's like they're in line, they're pretending, because that's the thing about the pod people. In order to avoid them, you just have to behave like them, which is, of course, like a robot, basically. However,
like
that
zombies.
doesn't mean a pod person dog can't sniff your ass out.
Yeah, SJW, pretty much.
Yeah, right.
You know, another thing that I don't know if you guys seen it. I don't know if World's End.
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
That reminded me of that movie a lot too.
It ain't Hot Fuzz, but it's good. That's solid.
Shut that bitch up.
Yeah, Donald Sutherland in here, dude. with the best role of his life.
Veronica Cartwright, who had appeared in Alien around the same time. But yeah, and I love this too, because this is a really dark horror movie, but this scene is meant to be funny, and it is kind of funny.
Funny, but it's kind of
speed up the film as he's pointing in here.
He said tiger.
You know, we've all met an old lady that we wanted to do that.
Well, dude, he does that tap with the shovel. I wasn't expecting that when he finds his other self. Like,
Have you seen the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
No, I think I've seen the 90s one, though, in the day. But I never saw, like, the 50s one.
Oh, you should definitely watch the 50s one. You should definitely watch the 50s one. Because, folks, even though this version is the better of the two, that doesn't mean that the original isn't worth watching. It is itself a really, really good movie. This just happens to be even better, in my opinion.
I think the 90s one's called Body Snatchers.
It is.
Yeah.
It's by Abel Ferrara. And it's I. It's I
remember it like kind of coming out around the same time as like Village of the Damned, you know? And I went back and rewatched that again, I think, for the show. It's pretty good, you know?
Which one?
What was that?
John
not the
Carpenter's?
Carpenter.
The Christopher Lee one or Christopher Reeve one.
Yeah, Village of the Damned, that was good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
what was that movie where
unnecessary remake? I thought it just felt limp to me. But
that was all right. But what was that movie where they had an alien space? Yeah, I know. What was that movie where an alien spaceship like crashed over a hill or something like that, and this kid's seen it?
Invasion.
Yeah, and anybody who went to go see what it was like came back like changed. You know what I'm saying?
One of the best
that was awesome,
children's horror movies ever made. I put that in like the children's horror genre. Like
That and what was the fucking movie with a fucking hole in the backyard?
The Gate. That movie's awesome.
Yeah,
The Gate 2 was okay.
A horror movie that was pretty fucking good.
Canadian too.
Love The Gate. It was Stephen Dorff, dude. He's like young in that movie, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just watched that not too long ago. And I was always tripping out how they made the little demons because they filmed.
I always
like,
loved that goddamn movie. Yeah,
still love it's metal too, man. It's all from a metal album, you know. It's like so many people took that idea, you know, and ran with it.
It was like a surprise hit. There was some other movie that came out at the same time as The Gate. I forget what it was, but it was some like mainstream big budget thing. And this was like a little tiny Canadian indie horror movie.
And they slapped the other one.
Hollywood movie out of the fucking water. Like was like the number one movie.
Was it like Critters or something like that? What was the one where they summon like little demons from hell?
That's The Gate.
That's The Gate.
That was the Gate.
Yeah, that's The Gate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the death metal album, you know, his best friend. With
the dude had he had like green eyes, glowing green eyes. And
the parents leave and the dog dies. They throw the dog in there, and then you know, that movie's awesome.
One demon comes out of the toilet.
Back when Canada did great movies.
That carpenter they buried in the wall. He's like, oh, it comes out.
Check this out. They used to have these things when I was a kid that were called programs. So you'd go to the movie theater and they would have a program, kind of like you would like for like live theater, right? And hold on a second, I gotta do this. Actually, most of the smell is gone because I remember how these smell. I had the one for Alien, right? I'm at the one for Alien. The other one I had that survived. I have the one for Star Wars. I remember how that smelled.
Dude, I have the
original one I got for when Star Trek: The Motion Picture was released.
I have one. I have two actually. That most people never got.
Yeah,
there was one where from Star Wars Episode 1. Star Wars Episode 1, and I have one from Superman.
I got one signed by the artist, Chris Achilles. I met him once. And
no way, eh? What, you have one of these signed by Chris Achilles?
Yeah, it's right up here. It's on it's a canvas print. And Chris signed his name to it.
No way, eh?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Okay, but it's a canvas print of Tarnub. It's not the okay.
Yeah, there it is.
Badass.
See what else I got? I got my White Zombie poster. My buddy Alan does those for the bands.
Nice.
And then
nice.
Yeah. The last poster purchase I made from Ryson before when he was lobotomized at a con.
Oh, wow.
Also Ed Roth, his son. I have a poster
no shit.
Him and a photo
Big
of
Daddy.
me and him. Yeah, me and him in his car. Yeah.
Damn.
That's dope. See, I need to get some of that set up on above my wall and a bookshelf put up.
Preston got the flash. But I was like at the Chiller convention. This wasn't the one. This is a convention, the same convention where Ethan was licking the urinal, but it wasn't the same year, right?
Here, check this out.
Yeah, I missed the last one, but
that's under the glass on my desk.
Nice. Nice. I knew you'd get a fucking out of those.
That was awesome.
Sick.
You keep an eye. I'll always keep an eye out for shit from my homies. But anyway, I'm at the convention and somebody found a whole box of these that had been like unopened, that had just been sitting somewhere in a warehouse and was selling them. And
dude, I always dream of finding shit like that.
Of course, what was that?
I said I always dream of finding shit like that.
So my ass
is sitting there.
There's always some lucky motherfucker that finds a Superman #1 or something like that in an attic.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you hear about that? Like two brothers were working and they found a Superman #1 in the attic. It was in fucking phenomenal condition, right? Somebody must have read it, left it up there when they were building the house.
No.
So he's like, "Holy shit, this is Action Comics #1, right?" And this brother's like, "No way." And then they got in a fight over it and they ripped it in half.
Like, serves their asses right, don't it? If
they still sold it for a pretty good penny.
Happened, serves them right.
No, that's an actual thing that happened.
That happened.
Yeah, but they sold it, but they could have got so much more, like an undamaged copy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, hopefully they learned to fuck. These guys were brothers.
Yeah, greed.
Yeah, well, if that didn't teach them a fucking lesson, they're just fucking worthless human beings.
That kind of sounds like brothers, though.
That reminds me
Kind of
of
does
my
sound
brother.
actually.
That reminds me of my
Yeah,
brother
actually,
with my two
It
copies of
does.
that Spider-Man first appearance of Punisher.
First
Wanna
appearance
hurt
of
him.
Punisher. Oh, I had that, but I sold that shit.
Oh man, I had 2 copies of it, and I come back home one day. My brother's in my room.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And he's all happy. He thought he did something cool for me.
Yeah.
So he took one of them, made a
Sold it.
collage. He started cutting the pages and made a collage.
Damn.
And he colored the other one with fucking color pencils.
How old was he?
Oh.
What did you do?
He was young enough for me not to kill him.
And the funny thing is that shit's funny, but it's like you're not smiling. That shit still hurts.
But I remember seeing them watching.
You see, I don't care how young my brother was. I still would have fucking body slammed.
I remember like watching Coyote Ugly with my bro one day, and he just looked at me like when that scene where the guy's like going to buy something, you think he's buying drugs, and he pulls out the fucking comic.
Yeah.
My bro was like,
"Hey, you said it was a Punisher #1."
No, it was the first appearance of the Punisher.
Yeah,
Spider-Man. I just can't remember.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, one where he's fighting Tarantula on the cover.
He's hunting the jackal, I think. No, he's
Got the
hired
scope,
by
right?
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking.
I had
Oh,
two
so that's not the
copies of
first
them.
appearance, because the first appearance is in the issue before that, but it's kind of like the first appearance of Wolverine, where he just shows up at the very last panel.
Well, that's called the cameo. That's not a first appearance.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? It is a first, but I mean,
First appearance. The first appearance is when he actually
freaked
plays a
out by the
role in the
Punisher.
story. No, but he has to play a role in the story.
Gotcha. Because I remember the thing that freaked me out about the Punisher was, he was originally a Spider-Man villain, and there he was, like looming over Spider-Man with a assault rifle, looking like he was ready to blow his head off.
Yeah.
And I remember just thinking, like, wait a second, this guy's wearing a costume, but he's not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
So that means this guy 24/7.
He's all business.
He's all business. Like there is no secret identity for this guy. Like this is the dude, right? There's no Bruce Wayne. There's no fucking.
What kind of
Kent or
condition?
any of that bullshit for this dude.
Like was it in perfect condition? So
Yes,
when
they
you
were.
had it,
Yes, they were.
Oh,
so it's going for about $2,200 right now
I know.
on eBay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
I know.
23.
Like, when we watched the
23.
movie Coyote Ugly, it's when my brother found out that it was worth $2,000 US.
oh.
Then I remember, like I'm telling you, like he went like this, and you could hear the. And I just looked at him. He's like,
oh
Oh.
God.
and that was like
Oh.
later when he was older. Like he just.
Right, but the thing is, it's like he was a child. He thought he was doing you a solid,
I
right?
know.
So it was actually
But there's no real forgiveness when it comes to family. Like you just hold that shit forever.
My little bro, he broke like 9 right arms off of my McFarlane figures in the 90s.
Oh,
Like,
Dude, one of the worst
but
ones.
to me,
that
it's like a
also
cat
happened
when
to
they
me.
fuck my shit up. It's like I
Okay.
can't get mad because
Are you-
it's just like they weren't actively trying to fuck me.
he was
you
just
know?
playing with them, you know?
I used to have.
Well, with
I
a
used to live in,
kid,
like,
you don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's possible he was trying to fuck you.
I had my kid when I had my kids. I was still with the mom, right? I used to live in a 2-story place or a basement. So the basement was my like den. So you go down, there was a bar there, right?
Oh, gangster.
Right, and then the wall, a brick wall that I painted with a Superman logo because I'm a big Superman Chad, and there was figurines everywhere, and I was collecting, like buying the entire Hush set, the entire McFarlane collections. I bought them all, dude. Boom, boom. I had the entire Dragons collection, the anime one, everything was everywhere, right? So split up, get single, move into my smaller apartment. I only had like 2-3 on my computer. Everything was in boxes, right, in a room, and it happened to be my grandma's room when she used to babysit my kids to help me out. It was in the cupboard, right?
Yeah.
So I come back from work one day, right, and she goes, "Hey, I found something in the closet. The kids are fucking insane. They're having a freaking blast. They freaking went nuts." Like, what the fuck? What you talking about? I found boxes of toys in the closet, and I took them out, and I gave them to the kids to play with them. Not many survived.
But here's the thing, man. I
But
told
they're
you
not
about how my
going
friends'
like-
kids, they raped my fucking
And
toy collection.
I
Man.
have to admit, like, there's a part of me that's kind of like, my collection. And I'm like, but they're made to be played with in a way, but
Yeah, I know. But you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. The hardest for me was
the kids
like,
were having a
when
blast.
my
They like
friends.
big smile in their faces. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. What kind of a bitch ass would you be if you took that out of their hands and went, "No, you can't play with this"? It's
I'd be the
it's
ultimate
supposed to
bitch
be
ass. I'll be
like
like,
in a
where's
box
all the
in a fucking
accessories?
closet
Where's the
like you're done.
accessories at?
Give me that fucking shit.
I remember thinking to myself, like, at least
Give me the accessories or the things going in shoulder first.
at least they died doing what
The
they were made
hands
to
gonna
do.
spread out like that.
Yes.
You never get out of your
Yes.
units.
Like for some reason, I don't know why. The hardest for me, because it wasn't like an old toy, it was actually new. Was one of my friend's kids comes over, so of course they come over with the kids. I'm busting out the bins of toys, and they're like, and one of them wants is like it was all into Spider-Man. It's like, I'll get you a Spider-Man, and so I'm going through like the Spider-Man bin with full Spider-Man Marvel toys, right? And he goes, I want that. And it was the Marvel Monsters box set. With Monster Frankenstein, Tomb of Dracula, fucking Jack Russell, fucking Werewolf by Night, Simon Garth the Zombie. It didn't have Amphibian, unfortunately, or fortunately. And yeah, what are you gonna do? I was just like,
I'm playing with it, huh?
Shit.
I'll tell you exactly what you do. You say, you touch that, you will know what real pain is.
Yeah, but this cute little
That will
motherfuckers,
break a
man,
child's
little fucking
fingers.
Little kids, when they know
They're
that
not
you're
cute, dude.
that you're their bitch, that they've got you fucking wrapped around their fucking finger, they take advantage
Nah,
of it.
you know what? I'm gonna give you some truth. The only cute kids were my kids. Everybody else's kids are ugly little demons.
Yeah, but you see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't have any kids, so my friends' kids are like my kids, and just like
If you look at,
I don't have to tell them no.
The only one, not many survive, but here you have the two Akira bikes.
Oh wow!
I see them up there
with the Canada and so that. So you have the battle damage bike, the regular bike.
That's dope,
right? You have you have one or two dragons that survive.
I was wondering who was putting out those.
And then there's there you go. The Danger Girls, they also survived. Not many.
Hell yeah!
I'll still have my Gizmo there. And there's the hold on, I'm trying to center myself.
Sugar
There you
Warriors.
go. Then you have my big Sentinel motherfucker there that survived.
Nice.
Not that many. And you have the clown from Akira right here.
Nice.
The one that that drives the bike with no hands.
Oh, we remember him. Yeah, it's
And
pretty memorable.
and this one and this one, that's my son Nat that decided to buy me toys in a way that he kind of made up for breaking my collection when he was younger.
Aww.
He brought me that big Optimus Prime and that Rodimus
That's
Prime.
sweet.
Yeah,
that's some fucking sweet shit right there. That's
I
like diabetic coma.
I was seeing these guitars
sweet.
go around, right? And they're like $1,300 to $1,400 a piece, and they're all based on classic monsters. Like they had the Boris Karloff Mummy guitar, and then the Dracula guitar and shit. And I was like, who's playing this fucking guitar? It's Kirk Hammett from Metallica.
Oh
Put out
yeah,
a series of special classic monster guitars.
Oh, dude, he's a monster kid.
Yeah.
And a collector.
Yeah, and they come with a
Yeah,
case, like a coffin case with Bela Lugosi's picture on the front of it.
Yeah. He's
dude. Another one that freaks out that
he's
he's a big movie like sci-fi movie and a freaking comic book fan. Mick Mars.
Oh, well, there's a
really?
bunch of people.
Dude, he follows me on freaking Twitter.
Does he really?
Yeah,
that's fucking cool.
And
That's
I found out that he's the guy's a big comic book fan. I'm like,
I never would have thought that.
Oh,
I mean, let's be honest. Mick Mars kind of looks like a classic monster at the moment.
Yeah, he kind of does. But Kirk Hammett is like, his collection is famous.
He's got a
Like,
bunch
he's got
of
like a
Rosetta
lot of
pieces.
shit. Him and of course,
Well, he's got
Rick Baker supposedly has
He's a dope Instagram
collection that's like museum worthy. Like he's
Really?
got like I think he got a lot of the
I didn't
shit.
know, dude. I was freaked out. I was like, I was always a Metallica fan, but I mean, I'll be honest, like anything after, oh shit, I'm cutting out.
Anything
you're
after
good,
Master
you're
of
good,
Puppets
you're
for
good.
me. I'm like later.
Yeah, me too.
Master of Puppets is
yeah,
the last
it's
Metallica record.
I think I got to head out. I think my internet's going out. Anyway,
me,
just gonna hang out with
me.
you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Y'all be good.
Yep.
Fuck you, man. You're just gonna fight.
I liked them till the Black album. Then after that, there was like the Garage Inc. No, Garage Inc. was good.
Yeah.
Then they did their return with the new bassist. I didn't like that album.
And Load.
Oh, dude.
No,
Load.
Load Reload.
Yeah.
I fucking love them.
Alternica.
I actually liked Load.
I like
well,
Load.
That's the thing that drives me crazy is I think that there's a really good song on there. The single for that's great.
Saint
But then, of
Anger.
course, you see the video and they're wearing black nail polish and eyeliner, and Lars Ulrich is going.
I didn't like Saint Anger.
I didn't
it's
either.
like
Then
they're trying to be 9 Inch Nails, basically.
Then after that,
I like
they
Until
did
It Sleeps.
Electromagnetic or something like that. I remember.
Yeah,
the
Death
full
Magnetic.
title.
Yeah,
Death Magnetic. That one's half and half.
That one's all right because it.
That one half of the songs. There's half songs, yeah. But then the other one's a bit too much like that. Yeah.
I like their alt metal. That was it. Until It Sleeps. That was on Load. I thought that was pretty good.
Dude, I love. I like Load and Unload, dude.
When it came out, I was like,
look, there's some good songs on there, but to me, it's just like I can't help but bust their fucking balls.
I'm more than 3 inch, motherfucker.
Yeah, where is your Puck figure?
I don't have a Puck
Puck
figure.
was the shit, man.
I like
Puck,
but I've never
Alpha
been a
Flight.
fan of Alpha Flight.
Yeah. The Puck's the
Sasquatch
shit,
was
man.
dope. I like that dude.
The
Fellow
Puck is
Canuck
cool.
Castanian.
But Alpha Flight, I've never been a big fan. I like maybe Sasquatch and fucking Puck.
He was
Yeah,
Puck is the shit.
They made
And the only one I actually bought was the when Jim Lee was drawing it.
Are you gonna pick up? Are you guys picking up Hush too?
Dude, I picked up Justice League Unlimited #1. I have the Jim Lee cover and the sketch cover because in that book, even that is so. At the end, you have the prequel to Hush 2.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee coming back to Hush. The only thing I would say is, Jim Lee, please fucking finish All-Star Batman and Robin, motherfucker.
With Frank Miller.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out. I never.
Supposedly that it's almost all done. They're just not fucking doing it. Like, dude, there was like 2-3 issues left. Fucking finish it.
Yeah.
I checked out after that first issue. I was just kind of like,
I love it,
I don't get this.
I love it because it makes perfect sense in The Dark Knight because it's a prequel to Dark Knight Return. It makes sense.
Yeah, when he's that. I was just like, it's just like he just killed a pair of cops. He like blew them up and burned them to death. I'm just like, with the
that guy, man. Like even the Tim Burton fucking movies, he kills people. Get over it.
I know. I don't like those either. The only Batman that kills that I like is Batfleck. Because I see Batfleck as like a Elseworlds.
And he's technically Frank Miller's Batman.
Yeah,
don't forget, don't forget that the thing
in the Flash movie, dude. They gave him the exact same costume.
If you pay attention in the fucking All-Star Batman and Robin, the cops that he fucking hurt, they're rapists and murderers. That's the thing, is that they're showing you that some of the cops there are worse than the fucking criminals.
No, well, yeah, that's understood, but Batman doesn't kill.
Nah, the new Batman doesn't kill, and I like that Batman too. But the real Batman, the Dark Knight Batman, he does. I'm sorry.
He fucked people up.
Just depends on your taste, you know. I mean, the first Batman, he blew people away, just like all the other posters.
Well, like the Shadow, but Superman. Like I always, when people use that argument, I'm like, yeah, but can Superman fly? And the answer is, if you're going by that by the same standard,
come on, it doesn't make sense.
He can leap giant buildings in a single bound.
You can't pull that freaking like, no, but this if this that, like, just dude, if that's how it is, you know, they made it better. I like the aspect of him not killing in certain stories. Okay,
right.
Yeah,
I like the fact that it does the
that's
ninja
what I'm saying.
thing.
You don't get
but let's just
definitive
be
version of the
honest.
character
When
with
you're
the
doing a
original.
darker version with rapists and murderers and war criminals, where they're going to war, it makes more sense that he would actually fucking do it.
I think
You
you
know,
should do
when
it.
you
Yeah,
watch
but in
the
that
fucking
case, he should be shooting people
in
with
the
guns.
Snyder, dude, he's at war. There's military people with machine guns after him.
Then
He's
he
at the
should be
fucking
shooting
war.
back at
Then
them
he's
with
shooting
machine
back.
guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's the Dark Knight universe. The Frank
Yeah.
Miller universe.
Well, nothing. Well,
It's that dark.
I don't remember. Remember, he refused. He didn't kill in the Dark Knight Returns.
Of course, he kills back. He kills fucking Joker.
He
Yeah,
doesn't
kills
kill
Joker.
Joker.
He does.
No, remember?
He shoots a
breaks
fucking
Joker's
battering in
neck.
his eyes.
He throws a
break
shuriken in his
fucking
eye,
neck.
and then
And
he
break
breaks
his
his neck,
neck.
but he doesn't kill him. And the Joker,
Okay, he's not dead yet.
The
Then the
Joker-
flames fucking eat him.
right? But the Joker is the one who just kills himself by continuing to turn his neck so that his neck keeps breaking. He's just like, Bats, you won't fucking kill me, like, you fucking piece of shit, like, you hypocrite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just like, of course, cackling, he's just turning his neck.
Dude, he
until
goes out of his
finally
way not
stops
to kill
laughing.
people, but he hurts them pretty fucking bad.
Oh, he
And he
fucks
does,
people
and
up.
some people kill by
He turned the
accident.
fucking
But,
Batmobile
dude,
into a
it comes
tank.
to the same fucking point of the Man of Steel. Okay,
Yeah.
you want to pull that fucking thing like Man
Oh,
of
no.
Steel.
Well,
he kills
that
Zod.
to me is
He
different.
kills Zod, and he had to reach that level to not want to kill anymore. So you're actually
Because it was
watching the
suicide by Superman. It was suicide by Superman. He put him in a position that, to me, that's what was powerful about that ending was he put him in a position. He's like, you have two choices. You can kill me or you can watch me kill these innocent
yeah,
people.
but that's the point of the fucking Batman. Batman's dark as fuck. Then okay, spoilers, okay?
Yeah.
The last issue that came out, Robin almost kills Green Lantern because he gets too cocky, and that's where Batman realizes that he's fucking up.
Yeah, okay.
That was
well, I
the
mean, look,
premise of it. That
we're
was
never-
the entire premise of it.
right.
He
and it's
treats him
cool
like
to
a
do
fucking
Elseworlds
warrior.
and that sort of thing.
Squat-
I'm just saying, I
Makes him feed
remember
him
reading those
fucking
first
rats.
issues. I remember reading those first issues, and I was just like, I'm not feeling this. Because also, this was around the time that he did his Wonder Woman thing, and
What?
I didn't get any of that. Remember, he
What is the
introduced
Wonder
the
Woman
Wonder
thing?
Woman in like his version of Wonder Woman in All-Star Batman.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that right,
mean
and then I
All-Star
remember
Batman?
buying that issue,
Oh,
and I
wait.
was just like, I'm just not feeling
What do
it.
you mean in
All-Star
All-Star
Batman?
Batman? No.
Or
Yeah.
was it the Dark Knight universe? Because he kept it. He
Did it in DK. She
Did
comes
he?
in
Is that what it was?
DK2, I think,
Two.
or DK3.
in 3 the Master Race with Azarello.
Yeah, but she comes in DK2 though. I think.
I
Right,
forgot.
but I think she's an all-star too. I could be wrong about that, but
I don't remember. her in
I'm
All-Star.
pretty sure
Yeah.
that she shows up.
Maybe, but
And that version of Wonder Woman also, I was like, because that was around the time a lot of us were thinking that he had a brain tumor, and because a lot of us,
but you know the actual Batman supposedly died. You know the actual Batman actually supposedly died in that one universe of a brain tumor.
Really?
Do you really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
The actual first Batman from the
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, is that the New 52 universe? I mean, that's the thing. There's so many. Actually, you know what I'm really loving right now is watching the last season of Young Justice.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was a fucking
dope.
dope series, man.
Yeah.
So fucking good.
Good.
Mhm.
I wish we had more shit like that. But I think DC now is like done with the animation. I think that golden age is gone, which is sad because they were
Gotta
killing
end,
it
you know?
for fucking.
The
Like,
last one that was
centuries.
actually fucking good
Yeah.
was the Dark Knight Return adaptation.
That was sick.
Fantastic.
Did you guys see the Lovecraft
yeah,
one that just
yeah,
came
yeah.
out? Did you guys see the
Treat of-
Lovecraft Batman that just came out? The Doom that came to Gotham.
It's alright.
It's all right. It's worth
It's
the watch.
alright.
for sure.
That's the thing. Like the Crisis on Infinite Earths parts 1, 2, and 3. It's like it's alright.
Well, I didn't watch those yet either. I wanted to. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I love those fucking movies. There's like probably 100 of them by now.
Oh, dude, I love
Yeah.
most of them. Like,
Yeah,
it's
me
just
too.
after they did the Dark Knight Return, they really got weird and fucked up.
Yeah,
Yes.
they got pretty woke. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like Escape from Arkham City was good.
Yeah, hold
The
on.
actual Suicide Squad movie animated was insane.
Oh, dude, it was Batman Arkham Assault.
Yeah, Arkham Assault, and it was
That's
like
the fucking Suicide Squad.
I like that scene with fucking Harley Quinn. Yahtzee.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. That whole thing is fuck. Yeah.
And then you
And,
find out
if
the
they-
guy's
for the-
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
that's better than the actual official animated Suicide Squad movie and either of the live action movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
In my
agreed.
humble opinion. Anyway, got to bring
This
this up.
is the week in horror. The week in horror. Horror.
Ah! So I got to. There's a movie because I was a movie that I promised I was going to bring up. It's called.
We got to pimp some Hellzone too.
We are going to pimp some Hellzone. I was about to say. Sim,
I'm
did
gonna
you
have
drop
to
that
do
link
soon.
yet, bro?
A link to what in the chat?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Well, what the fuck?
Dude,
Hook a brother up. Hook a brother up.
I try not to be just about. I try not
No,
to be.
I know, but dude, you just launched. You know, I'm asking you to show like a motherfucker is what I'm asking you to show like a motherfucker because I'm excited.
You got to, man. You know.
Yeah.
And people, by the way, you can go read the first 25 pages on Global Comics.
Hell yeah!
I invite more people to do so because I think it's a great website and it's a great way to get people excited about your book.
I was gonna say that the fact that you did that shows it is a super smart thing because it shows confidence in your product, right? You're giving people a chance to kick the tires and see if this is something, whether they want to buy it or not. I do the same thing on my campaign site, and I also uploaded the first issue of Six Gun. I encourage everybody.
Dude, I've been supporting Global Comics before DC and Marvel was there. Like I put Blood Hunt there, like in I think like the end of 2022 or beginning of 2023.
I learned about them from you. Actually, I had no fucking clue who the hell they.
And I found out about them because I was curious because I was checking into Webtoon and shit like that, and I'm like, I don't know if my Then I found Global Comics. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Can you do me a favor and drop those in the DMs because for some reason it's not letting me open the links just through the.
You want me to do it in private chat? Is that it?
Yeah. That way I can open them and.
Here's the campaign.
And we can take a look at the campaign pages. But real quick, first, wanted to bring up this movie called The Damned.
Oh yeah, that movie.
That sounds familiar.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, there was a movie called The Damned that was made in the 1970s about like Yahtzees. But this is, and then there's a Hammer movie called These Are the Damned. This is just called The Damned. And it is a Irish horror movie. Two countries coming real hard now with the horror are Ireland and Argentina. And to me, one of the joys of being a horror fan, I think also just whenever you're a fan of any genre or medium, it's always cool to see what other countries bring, right? Because everybody brings like their own flavor and seasoning, right? And, like British horror movies from like the 60s or Spanish horror movies from the 70s or American horror movies from the 80s. It's like, all these different cultures are producing their own version of the same thing. But this is interesting because it's set in Iceland and it is about a very underutilized monster, at least in horror movies, the Draugr.
Yeah.
Now, if you played a video game in the past 20 years, you've probably encountered a Draugr or 2 or 3 or 5,000 of them. They're in the God of War games. They're in the Skyrim, of course. The Draugr is an interesting monster because it's kind of really more like a vampire than anything else.
Zombie.
At least the folklore is will remind you more. It's closer to the Romanian vampire than anything else.
They hover over your graves too sometimes. Like they attack your dreams. I seen this trailer, dude, and it reminded me of The Witch. I remember watching this probably about a month ago. I had it on my show because it would populate. I always do my bullshit. Yeah, and it reminded me of like The Witch, with a little bit of Scandinavian folklore. And I thought it was I didn't know if it was a vampire or ghost, but and the last night you told me it was a Draugr, and I was like, oh, and now you're saying the Damned. I'm like, okay, I know what this movie is. Like, really excited because it definitely has like an Eggers feel to it, you know.
Well, that's the direction that we're headed in. We're headed in a direction, and because I've been, it's a topic of discussion. Anybody that cares about horror, it's like, where's horror headed? Just like if you're into rap music, well, where's rap music going, right? It's the same thing with anything. Where comics going, right?
Exactly.
And like, what's the future? And for me, it's been clear for a while now that the future is surrealism and art house, right? Those are the directions. Hopefully also Gothic, right? Gothic art house, right? Hopefully the success of the new Nosferatu. John Gore from the guy who currently owns Hammer Studios has taken fucking notice, and we'll see, right? We'll see. He's a fucking idiot if he hasn't. So I'm hoping that we're going to get Gothic Universal monster movies, that we're going to get Gothic Hammer horror movies.
We are getting Universal ones, Gothic Universal ones, the Eggers ones, because they own Focus. They technically own the company that he's the studio. They own Focus.
Well,
but they're not. You know what I mean? But that's the way they're going. That's the way we're going to get it, Brian. But they're not going to be shared.
Here's the thing.
It's not going to be a shared universe.
I actually did. This is almost in the this is kind of a non sequitur, but because I always thought it's just like, why didn't they get Guillermo del Toro? And it turns out he said in an interview, I guess maybe he hadn't mentioned it before because it was like an NDA thing. They came to him in 2008 and said, we want to relaunch the Universal monsters and we want you to head it up.
Naturally,
you know what the motherfucker did?
What?
He said no.
Yeah, that's on him, dude.
He says it's his greatest regret.
Yeah, that's the fucking stupidest decision.
He fucked up.
No.
Then he went to do his Fish Boy movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're going to come to Eggers, and Eggers will be like, I got you.
Oh, no, they did. And he's just going to produce them through Focus. Every 2 years, it's going to drop on Christmas. Don't be surprised if Frankenstein is coming out in like 2028 on Christmas Day. And then he's going to do the Mummy in 2030 on Christmas Day.
We'll see.
And it's Focus, but it's going to be art house because you can't make it, But if they're smart, they'll do art house with their main banner, which is Universal.
And then you could do the Focus. Monster mashes because it should all be leading up to.
It's got to say Universal,
Frankenstein, dude. Monster fucking Rally, Dracula, Frankenstein monster, and the Lawrence Talbot, the Wolfman. Fucking epic unholy trinity battle to the fucking death.
Because Werewolf's gonna be a medieval movie, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Which is dope as fuck.
Let me roll this trailer so you all can get an impression of this movie. See if this is something you want to check. Yeah, this is set in a Icelandic fishing, not a village, but it's like a outpost basically. And so men come there to work as fishermen and, bust their asses and then go home with like their pockets full of money. And the main character is this woman who her husband died 2 years ago. He was a fisherman too, dangerous job. He got killed. And so what happens is, and I think this is a great setup, they see that there's a ship that's trapped on the rocks within view of the beach, right? And, it's the dead of winter and they're running out of food and they're not catching fish, because it's been snowing and it's been too icy for them to go out there. And suddenly they see that there's a ship that's being wrecked, that's trapped, crashing on the rocks. And she makes the decision, since she owns the place, to not go out and rescue the people on the ship. Because if they rescue the people on the ship, she's thinking they're not going to have enough food for winter. It's so I think you might be right. Well, it's interesting because the lead, she looks actually, at first I thought it was Sarah Polley, right? Sarah Polley, I don't know if you remember her. She's from No Such Thing and the Dawn of the Dead remake. That's who I thought
Whatever
that
wreckage
was.
can
And I was like,
float.
no, wait a second. Yeah, so the really fucked up thing is that the next day, some supplies wash ashore. And they're just like, holy shit, it's just like a barrel full of fucking salted pork, right? So they're psyched. It's just like, shit, if there's more shit out there, we have to go and get it. And they go out to get it, and they see that some of the sailors have survived. So what's really fucked up is that suddenly their boat is swarmed by these survivors, and they basically murder them all, hammering iron nails into their feet. Now, Matt, does that not sound like something directly out of like Hungarian or Romanian vampire folklore?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The thing about the Draugr, and I find this really interesting, is that it's not a ghost. It's not a spirit. It's a walking corpse. Although the Draugr is, we're told, is physical, it has a psychic attack, and so it fucks with your head too.
So I'm saying, like, you'll have dreams of it like sitting like hunched over your grave or over your mausoleum, and like the Vikings, you know how like some of them had like houses, some of them dug things under the ground, you know, but a lot of the times they would be pictures of them sitting, you know, under those like houses with the grass roots, you know, and they're just staring where you're going to be buried, and they're looking at you as you're coming into your burial mound, and they're there, you know.
Right.
But there's different, you know, interpretations of the Draugr. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like
the
this one though.
White.
Yeah.
In Lord of the Rings, remember, it's not in the movies. It's part that's cut out. It's a part that's in the Fellowship of the Ring that's cut out. It's the same part that has Tom Bombadil in it, right? So it's just like you could just fucking lift that shit out and throw it away. It doesn't affect the story at all. But that thing was a fucking Draugr. But I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to cut you off, Home Skillet.
The most solid horror film coming out this year, you know.
I have seen it.
We'll see what happens. Oh, you saw it already?
Yes.
When did you see it?
Last week.
Oh, it's in the theater or what?
No, it's on digital. This is like a little indie movie, right?
Oh shit.
So, yeah, so this is the sort of thing that when it gets released theatrically, it's released like maybe like in the cities and major metropolitan areas, and to streaming on the same day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what'd you think of it? Did you like it?
I didn't. I did
fuck.
not. I did.
Oh, Brian, now I don't want to watch it, but I have to watch it anyway.
No. I mean, you might like it and come and love it. That's the thing. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That's all I can do is give you my opinion.
That's my rule, man. I don't listen to nobody about movies, especially the ones especially if they look dope. I gotta watch it myself, because 90% of the movies I like, people fucking hate. You know.
Well, yeah, and I mean, look.
Except for you guys, you probably like the same shit.
Right. I mean, look, I do pay attention to critics, because to me, critics are ultimately consumer reporters, right? In other words, you know, and you know, if it's something that's really intriguing to me, I will watch it and myself and make up my own fucking mind.
Yeah.
But you only have so much time for so much shit.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's why people go to critics, because they can't watch every fucking movie. You know what I mean? And if you have critics, if you have critics that you trust or homies that watch it, like you, I trust you. When you tell me that, my shit went because I don't know.
Don't not watch it because I didn't like it.
Like I like
Sinister.
Terrible. I thought Sinister was pretty scary. I thought the second one.
I love Sinister.
But I thought that first one was pretty scary, and then I got Sinister vibes off of the Draugr design in the background. You know, of the Bagul. I'm like, dude, that looks like an Icelandic Bagul. You know what I mean? That's the way I would handle this. But I don't know if it's.
I just found it disappointing.
Oh. What about Hellzone? Hellzone ain't disappointing.
No, it ain't.
I love the look of that, man.
I'm looking for the link.
That I get vibes of two of my favorite sci-fi horror movies, and that or properties, and that's Doom and also Event Horizon. When I see Hellzone.
Oh my god! Oh,
I've said it on stream. Technically, that's what, like, when Aaron came to me, like, he pitched me like the first 5 pages. He goes, imagine like there's a ship, like, you know, like it's a mix of. I want to do a mix of Doom Doom and Event Horizon, a ship appears and
Yeah.
and there's a crew that gets teleported and the teleportation goes wrong and everybody dies except the chick.
Yeah.
Okay, why? I don't know. What happens after? I don't know. He goes, that's where you come in. I'm like, because he wanted me to help him like develop and write it, which I ended up doing the entire thing.
Oh, okay, that's fucking dope. And I like Aaron's stuff. It's good that I'm glad that he's putting out something, man. It's been a minute.
That's why I put like the original ideas by me and him.
Mm-hmm.
Like we but the story is written by me and developed by me.
There we go. Yeah,
cool.
And at the end, he just goes, "You did everything. Just it's yours. Go with it."
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, the pitch is like a mysterious ship, a distress signal, a salvage team, demons. Welcome to Hell Zone.
Hell yeah!
A 68-page sci-fi horror one-shot book graphic novel from an original idea by me and Aaron, developed, written, illustrated, colored, and lettered by yours truly. Follow the adventure of Hannah, a highly trained combat medic, part of a salvage team who can kick ass as well as save lives. Join her as she faces a ship infested by blood fiends and demons with the help of Oren, a priest monk, plus a living hell gun fueled by her blood and attached to her right arm.
Metal?
Right? I love the covers on here too.
Oh fuck yes!
The cover, the first cover is like the exclusive limited edition. Like it's just for the campaign on Indie.
Okay.
Because it's the original concept art.
Oh, okay.
Man.
It's the first concept art I did, and that's what Preston base is. That's why the gun is different. Like expect the gun to be different in the book.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the first concept art, and the final version, you wanted to have a more blocky look, and I wanted to have the gun to look alive. That's the point. It needs to be to look alive like it's a demon. So I made the black part that you see there like more dominant on the gun. And it looks more like a mouth, and you have the eyes. So if you go look at the preview,
the new shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look. I mean, how can you fucking go wrong? You can't. Right? This just looks metal as fuck.
And for the moment, for the first 2 weeks, if you were on the mailing list, your secret tier, early bird tier lasts a month, the first 30 days.
Oh, that's
the
cool.
early bird tiers on the campaign for anybody, they're only there for 2 weeks. So you save a little bit on the duo pack, the triple pack, and the Everything Hellzone pack. The fun thing about the Everything Hellzone pack is this. You get everything from campaign on Indiegogo and the campaign that will be launched on Kickstarter.
That's it.
So you get the exclusive cover that's also showing there, the sexy one. You'll get it in that tier. So if you buy the Everything Hellzone, it means you're getting Everything Hellzone.
Like Kickstarter, man, like this is the book. Like people would love this on Kickstarter. Like for me, if I would see this, dude,
and Everything Hellzone, dude, for the price, okay. Think about it. You get 3 covers, you get a sketch cover by me with a sketch on it, and you get the Ash Can of Blood Hunt plus a sketch card.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
dope.
Yeah. And so you save about $10 on there, but Canadian to you it says 4%. But if you signed up, and I'm sure Brian did, you go to your emails and you get $20 Canadian off. So it's it's 7% off.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's always good.
Another thing fun about that pack there, it's when we reach I think 15 Canadian, which is 1,100 or something like USD. Then usually I reach that 10,000, 12,000 usually, right?
Yeah.
So the fun part is when we reach that, I unlock a full black and white edition with the first cover in black and white, the full book in black and white. It'll be as a tier on the cover and on the campaign and an add-on, but it gets added for free on the Everything Hellzone tier.
Nice.
Sim, I'm sorry. I do have an issue here, though. I do have an issue. I gotta ask. Where are her organs?
Between the pixels.
That joke is so fucking dead, and I still can't help it because to me that was the stupidest fucking thing ever. Whoever fucking wrote that original fucking post needs to have needs to be fucking just like ridiculed
for that sexy cover
the rest of their lives.
For that sexy cover, I kind of made the bottom part a bit more sexy. You see more of her ass than in the comic.
Yeah.
And it's on purpose because it was for Kickstarter. They need to have that,
Yeah. Look, like I said, was saying before, everybody loves tits. A lot of us love the fucking culo, man. You know, my only problem is
but I didn't want to go out of my way to make her naked or show boobs. I'm like, what can I do with her that would be sexy? I'm like, oh, I just have to exaggerate the butt shot.
Right. But I do have a little bit of a problem with this too, though, is because she's got those little pouches, and I think those are covering her butt dimples. And I don't know about you guys, but I do have a strong affinity for butt dimples. But I'll forgive that. You know, because then I can just imagine the butt dimples.
But she's a battle medic. Like, she's a combat medic. She needs pouches.
Yeah, she got to revive. That's cool.
I'm being a dick. Yeah, this just looks. I can't wait to read this. This is just going to be fucking fun.
And it's going to be coming out in by the end of March or in April, because I put April in there. But the book's almost done in black and white. I just have
these are the type of books they're like we should be putting out. You know what I mean? Like these like one shots. It's kind of like a one shot, right? Just badass.
It is a one shot.
Nice fat fucking book.
Dope. You know what I mean?
It has nothing to do with Bloodhound, nothing to do with Natverse. It's just its own little thing.
Yeah, I think that's the for me, like that's the gold standard. That's like what I would love to do, like one of these a year. You know, like
it's like one of the only reasons you're getting Bloodhound 2 is because people are asking for it.
Oh yeah.
To me, I was fine to just maybe leave it at 1. I had plans for 2, 3, you know, but people are asking for it, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go back and.
I'm one of them, man. That's my favorite IP by you is Blood Hunt for sure, dude. Vincent's a badass, and the action, the way you have it in there, man, it's fucking dope as shit.
Yeah.
Wait till you see the next one. The next one, like, is as soon as I'm done with this, Blood Hunt 2's launching.
Yeah.
And so far, it's gonna be like 100-page black and white.
Woo! That's awesome.
I just love. First of all, it's Scotsman doing the colors here.
No, it's all me, dude.
It's all you. I'm
Everything's
telling you,
me.
dude. Look, I've seen. Look, a lot of, and not to take anything away from Alex, not to take anything away from.
Dude, I colored like you know Planet 69.
Yes.
Scotsman only colored 13 pages. All the book, that story, that 46-page story. So the rest is all me.
What you mean? This book right here?
Yes, that book.
No, I never heard of this book.
I colored most of freaking Planet 69, and I colored the Not the Merc Blood Brothers too. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
I know most people that read that story, they all brought up that scene. He goes, dude, that story is insane.
It's great. It's
a short one, but it hits.
It really does. And that's the thing that I really loved about
and
this
makes
book.
it makes you understand and appreciate Metal Valkyrie even more.
Yeah, I can't wait to read this shit. Sure. Dude. I got to carve some time to read that and fucking do my review on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it because, dude, I went all out.
I loved like everything you put out, man. Like we were talking about this your work last night on my show, and I was just saying that you always deliver fucking over deliver on your campaigns and on your story and your art. It's always a fun experience reading your book.
Show those 4 pages of the Metal Valkyrie in full thing. I really like this one. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing.
It's right after this one.
Yeah. This book was late.
So
and
cool.
How did you make it up to us backers? You gave us a nice fucking fatter book.
Yeah.
Love the colors in there, man.
That's what I'm fucking talking about. It's like
the Lowani stories,
shit, and that's all right.
Murder
Doll.
Doll.
Give me a fucking fatter book.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the colors, man. I love those colors.
Murder Doll and Metal Valkyrie. The colors are by Beacon, dude. I love how he colors my shit.
I know. It's beautiful.
He's good. You and Beacon are awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like everything just looks like it's popping, dude. Every page is full like Kirby fun.
Yeah.
Def God.
Fun being the central word.
And I'll
we
say
don't have
this
enough
too.
fun comics.
If you can't wait to have the next book of Natverse, don't worry, it's coming out at the end of the year.
Nice.
I'm planning on having a book out every 4 months.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So everybody definitely go and check this out. It is the new shit.
Yep. And it's and like I said, most of the pages are done. I'm adding 4 pages now to the book because technically the book was done. But I always go over everything, and I'm trying to analyze the story. And I thought it was lacking a bit of the background of the main character. I wanted to add a little bit more about where the tattoo came from, the parents, or a bit more of a backstory.
How can you make it better?
Yeah, and I wanted to do the same thing with the ending a little bit.
Yeah,
just to make it more fluid and put more. I've always done this with my book.
You got it, man. That's why we do indie, right? Like we have the option to do that. What's his name? I was watching Aaron Lepresti today. He was saying that shit. That he can go and fucking change shit.
I can go and change shit. It's always in constant development. You can always add a little something. Like the thing with one of the things with Metal Valkyrie, right? Originally there was only 2 pages of her in her battle suit, right? And I was going over the final pages, and I'm like, I feel like I'm teasing people a bit too much. I need to add 2 pages of Metal Valkyrie in her full bodysuit in the fight. The fight is too quick. So I reached out to Beacon. Hey, Beacon, the book's done. I'm thinking to go to print in that time. Yeah. Do you mind? Do you have time? Would you mind coloring 2 extra pages? Goes, bring them.
That's like me, dude.
That's the fucking
always more action
right there.
More action. And it's comics, you know what I mean? Like for me, and again, Brian, like you said, 2025 for me, I'm all about story, and I'm an artist, and I love art, But for me, with comic books and the modern story is the number one thing, Oh
yeah, I enjoyed the trailer. I did it quick, but I think it came out pretty nice.
Yeah. This shit's fucking metal, dude.
Yeah, it's very fucking metal.
I did a nice little script for that song, and it came out nice.
Are you guys getting audio on this?
Not in the beginning, no.
Okay.
I am now.
Now, yes, but low.
I just love this panel of these dudes
getting
lit up and just getting fucking blasted to fucking beds.
And I was thinking in the beginning to render it like all in color, and I'm like, no, there's something in me is like, it would hit just better all red around her in color.
Oh yes. Yes. Definitely.
Oh! Yes, fucking cool, dude. Fucking cool. Loving this shit. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
If you go on the preview of Hellzone.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have played that full fucking. Hold on. My cat's fucking with my shit. My cat's fucking with my shit. Okay.
Yeah, if you go on Global Comics and see that and check out that 25 preview, you have the first 11 pages all colored in there.
Yes. Awesome. So everybody, go and check that out. Do you have a link on the campaign page? I mean, we do.
Yeah. It's right there on the campaign page. Yeah.
Yeah. Go and check that out. That is something that, when I do it, it's a way of saying like, hey, I believe in this. I know that you're going to want more. First one is always free. That's what Sim's doing. That's what Sim's doing. He knows he's got fucking lightning in a bottle. He knows.
And you know, somebody was like, "Why do you give 25?" And go, "I want you to get in that zone. You know,
right?
To have enough to go to see the gun, the threat, and then boom, fuck you."
Yeah, no, it looks like what the Doom movie should have been.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like to me. Oh, and speaking of which, wait, hold on a sec. I gotta fucking see. You know, I gotta fucking tap out soon and get something to fucking eat. But
yeah, that's what I've been waiting for. My food's here.
Dude, I made homemade chili tonight, bro.
Did you really? Okay,
yeah, I made a chili with bacon. I already ate it.
We will fuck off in a minute, but yeah, I just did want to mention. Yeah, maybe we show that next time. But fucking Doom: The Dark Age has a fucking gun that you can that shoots. It's the ammunition are the skulls of your enemies, and it just like you see these. It basically takes the skulls and like grinds them up and turns them into like bone splinters to like shoot into like the bodies of like your current enemies of your living enemies. It just looks like something like you or Preston would come up with. So if you haven't seen that, that's fucking do a YouTube search on that. But
just another thing I want to point out about the campaign.
Yeah,
that Bloodhunt Ashcan.
Yes,
22 pages.
Damn,
it's 22 pages of the book, and it comes like the other one with a sketch inside the book and in the back cover in the back. So you know it may be 25 US, but like I said, it's like buying a sketch card plus a mini comic at the same time.
Fuck. Yeah, really looking forward to this. There's just
dude, I had a lot of fun doing it. The only bad part was trying Vatican City, but there's a good reason why I did it.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, you've got history there. There is history there. That's some deep lore, right there.
Yeah, I'm one of the only one that got his channel banned from Vatican City, so I'm kind of going there.
Little tribute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. They fucking struck home. They struck Homeboy's fucking channel. That shit ain't right.
Yeah.
That shit's personal. Anyway, everybody that's tuned in, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Smack that like button and click the subscribe.
Yeah.
Hook a brother up with the subscribe. And before we peace out, of course, Simon, tell these people where they can find you and your dope ass shit.
You can find me anywhere on any social media and YouTube under sim_Inkslayer. Sorry, I took a bite and dude, I couldn't wait. I'm hungry.
It's the spicy shit, yeah.
So you can find me anywhere under a sim_Inkslayer. I'm on every social media on YouTube. I started streaming again. I was on hiatus for like 4 to 5 weeks. So people didn't see me too much. I had a health issue. I was sick as hell. As you can see, I'm way better.
Yeah,
but I'm back and I started streaming again. I did Doodle and Chill yesterday. We did the Weekenders on Friday. The one I do with friends and my family. Like you get my son Logan in there. You got Alex joining us.
Oh, that fucking helium voice, dude.
Yeah, that was it, though, dude. And he was eating hot ones. Oh,
yeah,
God.
did he feel those? Like, did he read?
Dude, he was crying
this morning.
He was literally fucking crying. Like, I didn't hear because he. One of the things that we started doing that show together because he moved out.
Yeah,
he moved like an hour and a half, like 2 hours from here or something. Like he lives in
I know. She was
closer to Quebec City.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little thing that we keep that we decided to do together.
Good. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. Sim's not just a great artist; he's a family man.
I am.
Speaking of family men, Matt, tell people where they can find you and your dope shit.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Thanks for having me on. You guys can find me on all socials at Batmerk. Trying to, make everything kind of cohesive like Sim and Brian Kreisgau. My YouTube channel is Metal Movies and Brewskis, where talk about comics. And Saturday night I do a midnight show where just talk about metal movies, monsters, comics, all that good shit. So if you guys want to check that out, usually run about an hour, and that's it. And I'm working on my comic Hell War and hopefully I'll have that launched at the end of the year. So thanks again, Brian.
Hey, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being on, and everybody, thank you for tuning in. We really do appreciate you. Now we got to get to our nom-noms. So
time to go eat and maybe play some Hell Divers too before going to
dude. Yeah, because I've heard that they've updated that, and that there's like, well, of course there's space and everything.
There's a spawning problem right now that they need to update again because goddamn, dude, we went on a mission and we played like extreme.
Yeah.
Right?
Damn.
Okay. Damn. Dude, me and Beacon were like running around. Then all of a sudden, there's a spawning problem. Okay, we have 4 Bile Titans, 10 fucking Chargers, 5 freaking Impalers, and an army like thousands of freaking like hunters and stuff,
drones and shit.
Dude, how the fuck can we survive this shit? I don't know. We're hitting. We're getting killed, coming back. Beacon's like, fuck you, bye. You just stepped out of the freaking thing. I'm still there. Bang, bang.
Yeah, so how do I hook up with you guys? The Discord, right?
Yeah, well, when we game, we're on Discord.
Okay.
Sometimes you'll see me, Dave, and Beacon there. It's on my Discord on Sim. If you're there on my Discord and you have the Inkslayer, hit me up if you want to join in some games and stuff like that, because that's where I hang out sometimes, and I also there watching movies sometimes.
Cool.
I have a movie room and a gaming room.
Yeah.
It's where I like to hang out with fans and friends and stuff like that. So the only thing I ask is keep drama out and no stupid bullshit. We're all there to just geek out and have fun.
That's
all I'm at. That's all.
I'm sorry, I don't hang out enough. And the thing is, it's just like I've got other friends that are like into video games. I don't game with them either. Mm-hmm. So don't take that shit personally. I'm just awful.
I know. I don't. As long as you don't give me shit for not gaming with you, we're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I'm gonna try. Because
I have friends that some people are like, dude, but look, I'm a sporadic gamer. Sometimes I prioritize my work and my family before all this stuff. Yeah. But I have been too much just work lately that I'm trying to be more take a 2 hour a night or one day where I'm gaming more because
you need
I burned out a few times and it's not like I'm burned out. No, I just mean burned out where you get tired. You start working, you're getting tired, you get demotivated. That's what I mean by burnout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Palate cleanse.
Yeah. And sometimes
you
do
potato chip in between,
shift into neutral and just let that creative reservoir.
Yeah. Yes. Like there's some moments where I take a few days off. Like I'm not it happened. And I just start binge reading shit.
Yeah.
Like I read the entire Energon freaking books. Like I have a stack. Yeah, of the trades, and I just went.
Oh God, comics are the shit, man. I fucking love comics.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I keep saying that comics the best thing in the goddamn world.
Yeah, comics specifically.
Hell yeah, hail comics. But anyway, everybody, thank you so much. I see Pops isn't here to take our asses out, so I'm going to take our asses out.
Way out,
everybody. Until we see you. Well, actually, I don't know if we're coming back next week. I'm thinking about switching up my whole YouTube game, but maybe we will be back next week.
Because it took me a while to even know that you were streaming again on fucking Sundays. I was like, what the fuck happened to the show? And isn't it?
It's because.
And also the fact that I used to see the freaking links that you share in the thing late. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I gotta switch my my YouTube. I'm thinking about like no longer live.
Because I know I'm not here every time, but I like to try and be there when it's one of those movies that I like a lot.
No, of course. No, never. No one should ever feel like with the DM group. I've always had the same attitude. Nobody should ever feel obliged to fucking show up. If you feel like jumping in, jump. I'm not gonna look at you funny.
You know damn well the movies that will get me here.
No, that is true. Actually. But anyway, dude, so good seeing you, and of course, Matt. Everybody, until we see you, whenever we see you.
Time to go eat. Bye.
Love and
peace.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove.